Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular here at Mr. Super Oz, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the channel. It exists because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. Volume 1 is called All Day Long. If you follow the link in the description of this video, you can get yourself hats, shirts, posters, all kinds of fun things. But most importantly, you can get the story itself. And the more people that pick up the story, the greater the chances are that there can be continued adventures with these heroes. Thank you. After that open rolls, enjoy the video. If you could, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. Enjoy. But we are beyond the road to WrestleMania. That was the last video.
We were deep in that.
We are headed toward the Safeco Field Spectacular, which is WrestleMania 19. And while on the route to WrestleMania 19, we begin on Monday Night Raw.
That's right. So, before we start this episode, I need permission from you, Oz, not Stephanie. I need to borrow the Deadly Riders.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I've been having Evolution around.
Cool.
So yeah, it makes sense. Go for it.
Just wanted to ask permission before I book the entire show because I got ideas.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. So, we start the show off. They'll be at the.
They don't have matches, do they? Or are they just segments?
No, this is literally just one segment. It's at the end of the show.
That's cool. Yeah.
You'll see. Trust me, you'll see it coming a mile away.
That's cool. I'm just in my mind, a segment feels more appropriate than a match.
Yep, for sure. So we start the show off. Kurt Angle, of course, has to come out and brag because he beat Shawn Michaels.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm about to say if I beat Shawn Michaels, I'd come out and brag.
Absolutely.
So, but he talks about how it is a nice, flawless victory, no mistakes, no outside interference. Did it all by himself last week, and he's gonna take that momentum all the way to the top to win the United States title tournament. A lot of T's. And the world's greatest tag team will also win those tag straps at WrestleMania. Everything's looking up for Team Angle.
Absolutely.
Of course, out comes Christian, who is going to also be on commentary like he was last week. Captain Charisma himself calls him out for picking the bones last week on Shawn Michaels and saying that even if he does win the tournament, we've all seen what happens when we wrestle each other. It then goes to commentary. That's first segment. Go to commercial. Kurt's obviously heated. Yada, yada. We come back, and Billy Gunn, Kurt Angle's opponent for the first match of the night, is in Gorilla. About to make his entrance. Goldust just walks up to him and says, "Hey, really appreciate the backup and the support, and for defending my honor, basically. I just wanted to wish you good luck." Now picture that in just the Goldust energy, and that pretty much is how it went down. So we're down. Kurt Angle with Stacy Keibler versus Billy Gunn semifinals, looking to get a final entry into the finals of the tag team tournament, which I think
You mean United States
tournament.
title tournament. Yeah.
Good save. Which will be happening next week.
Beautiful.
So obviously, I mean, these two can have a good match.
Yeah.
A lot of...
So it's funny. Billy Gunn and Kurt Angle, they won King of the Ring back-to-back years.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
One had great success, Kurt Angle. One had one night of promotion, and then The Rock destroyed his solo run.
Yeah. Really shot it down. Poor guy.
But, it'd be like that sometimes.
Listen, he's man been Dynamites and...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I feel like he's doing all right.
It's no knock on where he's at currently. It's just...
what could have been.
Because it's not like he was a small fella or isn't a small fella. No, he's a big guy.
And, of course, I'm realizing that now more and more because AW just has smaller people.
Absolutely.
So Billy Gunn's one of the biggest guys on the roster just naturally. So it really stands out more as opposed to when he was wrestling nowadays and everyone was like 6'10", 370 pounds.
Exactly.
So land of the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this is a nice back and forth match. There's one spot. Kurt Angle gets cocky, goes for a moonsault, misses, and Billy sneaks in, hits the famouser for, Kurt does those like 2.9999999 kickouts. It's one of those. Big pop from the crowd. And then finish comes. Billy goes for another famouser, but Kurt, freak of nature that he is, Billy gets his leg over, and as soon as Kurt feels his leg, he just stands up, flips Billy over, and then slaps on the ankle lock, gets the submission victory. And the whole time he's got the ankle lock on and Billy's tapping, he's just staring dead at Christian all the way down at the end because I keep forgetting
makes sense.
Raw.
Yep.
But I had commentary. So big win for Kurt. He is going to the finals of the U.S. title tournament.
Good stuff. Never doubted Kurt.
Nah, yeah, me either. Nor should you have. Let's see. Next up, backstage, Goldust tells Billy he has a great match and says, "Hey, listen, if you're interested, I think we have a way we could still get to WrestleMania." Obviously, Billy's like, "WrestleMania, did you say?"
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm all ears. All right, Goldust says he's about to go talk to Bischoff and Tori. Next segment, Molly just accepting Victoria's hair versus hair match, quick and easy.
Yep.
And then we go into our other semifinal match, 2 of 3. It's our boy, Scotty 2 Hottie, good old Scott Garland, versus is it Scott Garland?
That's a real name.
Is that shoot name?
Yep.
All right, couldn't remember.
Yeah, his working fake name is Scott Taylor.
That's what it is.
But his real name is Garland.
All right. Versus Big Quiche. Quiche, of course, comes out with the entire Samoan SWAT team before sending them to the back, saying, "Hey, this is my boy.
Exactly.
This is our honorary host. We know ain't gonna be no funny business. Just a nice one-on-one match here."
Like that honorary title, which makes sense.
Yeah, I was about to say, if anyone's gonna be an honorary host,
Mm-hmm.
good old. I feel like he fits the mold of Sami Zayn very well. The same energy.
Yeah, if back in 2002 we wanted to give them the unstoppable run, that's who would be playing the role.
Quite easy. And I will say, and I wanted to bring this up because he's about to lose, obviously, but Scotty Duati is probably one of the few people I know to just elicit a pure, energetic reaction from the crowd that isn't named Steve Austin or The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he legitimately has an argument for probably one of the most over guys.
Hot baby face. Like, he's one of those characters that just got real love. And I just think that's rare, and I like it.
It helps that he's a genuinely likable person,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like that
it's
translated.
So, he had a long stint as a backstage producer in WWE.
Absolutely.
And I believe he was one of the hundreds cut in the lockdown era.
Yeah, pandemic. Yeah, that's
but
right.
he recently got hired on in AEW as a backstage agent, match producer guy role. And it just shows that he has that universal appeal.
Absolutely. Yeah, wrestling mind for it. Oh, man. But yeah, they obviously shake hands before the match. They shake hands after. Rikishi does just win with a Rikishi driver.
Makes sense.
After the match, of course, he picks him up, shows him love. Samoan SWAT team comes back out. They do the glasses.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, the too cool gimmick.
Gimmick.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is fine because they're not teaming together, so it does not break.
Of course, yeah. Just friends being friends.
Just friends being friends. I'd love to see it. Next up, Chris Jericho brags to O'Hare and Kane, like, talking about how he took Shawn Michaels out of the U.S. title tournament last week, and that since he lost in the first round, he's nothing special. Completely ignoring the fact he lost in the first round, too.
Right. It's the beauty of being a delusional heel.
Yeah, I love Chris. And Chris Jericho's one of the best at it.
Yes.
Bischoff and Tori come in and let him know that they actually had a phenomenal conversation with Shawn last week. And he had the great idea that those two will have a WrestleMania grudge match. Nice and easy. Because that is money.
Yes.
Of course, Jericho not happy about that, but, decision is a decision.
Well, and the other thing is that it's the right call.
Mm-hmm.
There are just certain things that happen at certain events that you
just shouldn't take out.
All right, yeah, it's too good to miss.
Yeah, especially since we're already ignoring like the WrestleMania 20 main event just by default.
Of course, yes.
Benoit is not here.
Yeah. So yeah, because back when he broke his neck at King of the Ring, never came back.
Never came back. And you know what? That's okay.
Yes.
I hope he got the help.
I was going to say, I hope those doctors, they found all they needed to find.
Yeah. So we do one of those another segment. It's a earlier in the day type thing. Triple H is at a private location with Batista, Orton, Flair, the rest of Evolution basically. Batista's spotting with one arm, which is probably safer than most people spotting with two.
Right.
But Triple H is getting ready for his big Mania match, and he's talking to Orton, saying, "Listen, I know the Deadly Riders are threatening you. They're talking all this trash. Don't worry about it. Just ignore them because you won't even need to wrestle them because you'll be too busy wrestling Christian for the U.S. title at WrestleMania."
Good shout. Good shout.
Yep. And it said, just for the extra insurance, I'm going to send Flair out there with you tonight. It's going to be just you two holding it down for the rest of Evolution. I got to get right for this Brock Lesnar match because I don't know if you've seen that guy, but he's built like a house.
Yeah, and he and Paul made sure that Hunter didn't forget who won the Royal Rumble after Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley Triple H defeated Triple H Hollywood Hulk Hogan on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of H's. Oh, boy. Sextuple H. So it'll be Cena versus Orton main event of the evening right now.
Oh, beautiful.
First
time ever.
Oh yeah, at this point it is first time ever.
Alpha Entertainment Worldwide. keep track.
First time they touch. Let's go ahead and mark it up. But yes, the eternal rivalry starts tonight. Cena versus Orton. Orton, of course, coming out with Flair. So obviously Flair is going to get ejected because he gets caught cheating. Because, duh.
Yes.
However, while he's because Flair once he gets ejected, he throws a tantrum. So he's ripping his jacket off, throwing it on the floor, dropping
wrestling
an elbow.
Yeah.
Wrestling at a 7-star match with it. He takes off his Rolex, throws it in the corner. Keep that in mind, by the way.
I'm with you.
And then eventually stomps out, and that's the last we see of Flair in this match. From there, they have a pretty back and forth match, good action. These two do actually know how to wrestle. We just kind of forget about it because, they had all those matches that weren't so great.
Right.
But...
Well, and at this point, they are out to prove something because they're not the tip top. They're still working toward...
grinding.
Yeah, exactly, grinding. I like it.
Yep, trying to get better. And it shows with the counters both men are doing. Cena countering the RKO, Orton countering out of the FU. A lot of back and forth. It gets to the point both of them realize, damn, I can't catch this guy slipping. He's too good. I gotta cheat. I gotta figure something out. So Randy Orton rips off the turnbuckle pad. And the referee's like, oh no, the turnbuckle's exposed. I have to cover it. While he's going to do that, Randy grabs Flair's Rolex from the corner that he threw earlier. Cena grabs his chain, and both of them connect with the loaded fist. And it's the old Triple H gimmick of they're both knocked out, but Cena happened to land on top of Orton.
I like that.
The ref turns around and goes, that's a pin. 1, 2, 3. Cena gets the last spot in the finals of the U.S. title tournament.
Cool.
And just as JR signing off, Christian's kind of putting both guys over for having a great match, but, admonishing them for cheating.
Absolutely.
Babyface. And as JR saying, well, that's all we got for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Wait, hold up, JR. Hold up. King.
Yep.
It's like, do we have a camera? Go. Just gets to the back, cuts to the back, and we see on the floor bloody and beaten and battered Ric Flair. And as the camera does the Andre the Giant slowly rises up, we see the Deadly Riders standing tall. Chuck Palumbo covers the camera. Fade to black. That's the show.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's the fade to black, the hand to the camera, is very reminiscent of the Shield's chaotic backstage promos, but I think it fits these two guys very, very well.
Absolutely. I thought it would work for him. Not doing that.
So, SmackDown on the 6th of March, 2003. It emanates from Bridgeport, Connecticut. The Harbor Yard Arena, whatever that is.
God, you got me.
So, here's the thing though. Connecticut is Vinnie Mac's true and legitimate backyard. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Like, I know he claims New York, but legit though, the headquarters is actually in Connecticut. And so, while that means nothing for the overall scheme of the show, I just thought it was a fun little
nifty thing.
Yes.
Why is it in Connecticut? Is there a reason?
I have no idea.
Like, it just feels like a weird place to have your main office.
No idea. I assume it's I always assumed it was something taxes until I heard Eric Bischoff bemoaning the fact, or I think maybe it was him, maybe it was Bruce Pritchard. Somebody on a podcast was like, man, it costs a lot to live there. Could have even been corny. It could have been all of them, to be honest.
I'm about to say, everybody complains.
Like, nobody likes being taxed to death. So.
Yeah, for sure.
This show opens with Night Test accompanied by the complete Regal counter threat, taking on Rey Mysterio. And in a shocking turn of events, an unexpected defeat occurs when Test pins Rey Mysterio.
Huh. Alright, I didn't see that coming.
So the reason I do this is, as you know, from the ongoing antics of the show, Eddie Guerrero is trying to get Chavo and Rey to come together. To me, the best way to get
them to agree,
well, to see eye to eye, to come to
an understanding
is for both men to need not just each other, but Eddie. And in my evaluation, the best way for them to need each other and Eddie is to be on not necessarily a losing streak, but be able to see that friends might be a good thing to have.
Fair enough.
And when Ray loses to a guy who has 4 backups in his corner, it's like let me just think about this.
If I had any allies whatsoever,
right? And so, like I said, it's just planting the seeds for things to come. And what's next isn't a thing to come, but a thing continued. And that is the MPAA coming to the ring for the White Boy Challenge, where Rodney Mack defends his television championship against Jeffrey Nero Hardy. And so even though last week Bradshaw was the challenger to Rodney Mack, the MPAA are still cool. Everything's
fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. Bullet Club is fine.
No problems, no cracks in the foundation.
Exactly.
Everything's fine.
As a matter of fact, they are so fine in that Bradshaw and Farouk, while Teddy has the eyes and ears of the referee, they assist Rodney Mack. When Jeff goes to the top, Bradshaw trips Jeff Hardy. Rodney steps to the outside, hits the drive-by knee. Jeff is on the outside. Teddy stops bothering the referee so he can start the count. Jeff works his way in. Boom, Mack attack with the knee to the back of the head. 1-2 kick out. Rodney Mack is mad, but the upside is that he picks up Jeff Hardy, hits that Michinoku driver, and retains his television title.
It's always nice to have 3 finishers.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, especially got them stored up. You don't want to come to the end of the match without them all stored up, ready to go.
No, sir.
So post-match, the Iron Addicts and Jamie Noble are backstage. The Addicts hype up Noble, and Jamie, who appreciates this, reminds them that he wants to do the main event on his own, and they acknowledge this. They say, "Oh yeah, we're heading out to the gym." Exactly, get the pump on. This is important because tonight is Eddie Guerrero getting his Intercontinental title shot against Jamie Noble because of him going the distance and reaching the 30-minute time in that prior encounter. So, after the backstage segment, we get Nunzio attempting to get his first victory over the Hurricane. Yes, Shane Helms does win. Good job. Yeah. I promise.
Kind of figured.
Victory is coming soon for our Italian friend.
Someday. Ain't tonight.
Yes. The Big Show is out next. He takes on Booker T, who is backed up by Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner. Big Show is alone tonight. No A-Train.
What, he's sick?
No nothing. I'm just proving the value of alliances by him going it alone and coming up short.
Fair enough.
Once again, it's continuing that story from the first match. It's further illustrated in the second match. It's just it's showing that this gang warfare is not just a constant thread, but a foundational part of the show.
For sure.
With allies, success. Without allies, failure. And so that's why that I had Big Show try to go it alone.
Got it.
And come up short.
Fail. Somebody falls to an axe kick or something.
I'm sure that it's traditional Booker T offense.
Excellent.
Yeah, it more likely would be an axe kick than a bookend.
I just can't see him lifting him for this.
Yeah.
Because I think at this point he was 500 pounds.
It was one of the heavier times. So yeah, axe kick it is.
Excellent.
No Harlem hangovers.
I forgot about that move.
Oh, it was sick.
Oh, it was insane. Rough on the coccyx.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But fun to watch.
So so the second to last match of the evening is Maven versus King William. Once again, the full-on, clear indication that if you've got friends, you've got a victory when King William defeats Maven, who is out there all alone.
Makes sense.
So at this point, after King William wins, everybody assumes that we have a lot of time left in the show because
we're going all night long.
Eddie and Jamie Noble spent 30 minutes wrestling last time they wrestled each other.
Of course.
However, before King William and his crew can even get fully up and out of the staging area, we hear, "If you smell," and then The Rock comes out. But this is not babyface Rock. This is big nasty Hollywood heel Rock, who doesn't acknowledge the fact that Hogan was being all braggadocious and that he got him a title match last week and all this. Rock has moved on past Hollywood Hogan.
Say, forget him.
The Rock has his mind set on one man, a man that we have not seen for almost a year.
Yeah.
Almost a year. So the Rock acknowledges that he walked past King William. So he says, "King William, that reminds me of another man. A man that I have a lot of history with. He thinks of himself as the king of attitude. But this drunk was just lucky. So he beat me at WrestleMania twice, but I'm challenging Stone Cold Steve Austin for WrestleMania." Right, yeah. So the fans are going crazy. They have not seen Steve in like I said, a very long time, and people are not a fan of this ego Rock, and so the Rock
needs to be humble.
He
Who's
does
better to humble you.
A guy's already beat him twice.
Exactly.
So The Rock calls out Steve, but there is no answer. There's no shattered glass. There's no nothing. The Rock, who is irritated by this, says, "I don't even need that bald old man. You know what? I'm going to schedule myself a Rock concert on SmackDown. Tune in for that next week."
Excellent.
And, yeah, so that's just setting.
Wetting the appetite.
Exactly.
Setting the table.
Setting the table. Love it.
Putting the cutlery out.
Whew. And after the Rock segment, we go to break, we come back, we have ourselves a significant amount of time left.
For the main event of the evening.
Absolutely. When Eddie Guerrero challenges the Intercontinental Champion, Jamie Noble. And here's the thing. I bet you could never guess what happens in tonight's main event, Josiah.
They go over 30 minutes.
So it's not a matter of the time they go. I'm gonna give you a hint, okay?
Yeah.
I have a running theme for this episode. You want to guess what happens?
I'm gonna guess that Eddie Guerrero with no friends loses the match to Jamie Noble, who does have friends.
Well, you're in the right ballpark.
Okay.
So this match ends in a double disqualification.
Wow. Okay.
When at the end of the encounter, both the Regal Counter Threat and the MPAA come out and double beat down Jamie and Eddie Guerrero.
Jeez, okay, that was not the route I thought.
So
okay.
it's the gang warfare, it's the alliances matter, it's the fulfillment of the prophecy that Eddie needs to have happen. Because the more important thing than the disqualification, the more important thing than the alliance between the MPAA and the Regal Counter Threat is Rey Mysterio and Chavo Guerrero both run down and pull Eddie and Jamie out of the ring. They help to protect. Not that now they don't fight back because it's still 4-on-9.
How about so, not stupid?
Yeah, so they realize that their strength in numbers, but they're like, we don't
have enough numbers.
Not enough numbers, and so the show goes off the air with Jamie, the Intercontinental Champion, Eddie, Ray, and Chavo all at the top of the ramp with the bad guys in the ring, and they are happy, they're smiling, they're arrogant because these vile villains made such an impact. And I've never booked a disqualification finish before, and I felt like it was justified.
That's why I was so shocked.
I felt like it was justified because these two guys had a 30-minute classic 2 weeks ago, and so I felt like I could get by with giving a screwy finish.
I could get away with it.
Yeah, I felt like I could get away with doing a screwy finish because
to be fair, we do so little of them.
Yeah, that's what makes them valuable though is the scarcity of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's the big moving forward of this particular episode of SmackDown.
And that's how you close out a show.
Monday Night Raw, we are back.
And boy, what a night we got tonight. First things first, we have the game hit. We have Triple H coming out all by his lonesome, and that's because he is fuming about what happened last week. He's absolutely upset.
Yeah, because his mentor, his friend, his idol,
his everything.
Everything, yes.
Literally every one of those adjectives and more describe Triple H and Flair's relationship. And he demands that there be consequences for these actions. Consequences for the disrespect. Consequences for going against evolution. And he demands that Bischoff and Tori do something about it. He demands consequences.
Yes.
Out comes Paul Heyman.
Ooh, okay. I like that. That's a fun development.
Thank you. And Paul Heyman, by himself, by his lonesome, looks Triple H dead in the eyes, and he says, "It's good that you're focused on consequences, Hunter. But you're focusing on consequences for the wrong people. What you should be worrying about is the consequences of what you did against my client, Brock Lesnar, at Elimination Chamber.
Whew.
You shouldn't forget that, because I can guarantee to you that Brock Lesnar did not forget. I can guarantee to you that Brock Lesnar did not forget how you won that undisputed title that's on your shoulder right now, sir. And don't you worry, because those consequences you're talking about will come to you, point to the sign, WrestleMania." Of course, Triple H, not a fan of Paul interrupting him when he's upset.
Absolutely.
Puts his hands on Paul Heyman. He goes, I'm just an advocate. Kind of skipping ahead a decade.
But it's true, though. Yeah, I think it was called Agent back then.
Just an agent.
He was an agent, yeah. It was what he was called.
I'm about to say, same energy, though.
Same energy, exactly, yeah.
Of course, as soon as he touches Brock's music hits, he runs down to the ring to save his guy, save his agent. Save his
Such an amazing baby face, this guy. So he had and still does, honestly. Still does. So it's not as though that he lost a step, But when he had that new fresh car, that new car smell.
Yeah, I'm about to say that brand new, never been touched.
He just had such a unique presence to him.
Yeah. Looking, thanks to the show, I've gone back because I've remembered stuff.
Absolutely.
And just look back at these old Brock Lesnar segments. I'm like, wow, Brock was amazing.
Yes.
It was crazy when he did more than just 4 suplexes.
Right.
And an F5.
It sometimes saddens me that he does so little, but I understand where it's coming from.
I'm about to say, I get it. If I was getting paid that money to do 4 moves, I would too.
So, Raven has said in this awesome shoot interview that just learn 5, get good at 5 holds, and then focus on your character. and he's like, just get 5 good holds, and then learn your character.
Every day I would get reminded by just how great Raven is.
Love that guy.
Man, John Cena took that advice to heart.
Yes.
He said, just 5? Gotcha.
No problem.
No problem. Of course, Triple H sees Brock Lesnar charging down at top speed and goes, yeah, no, I'm not for any of that. I don't need any of that. Pushes Paul down, grabs the belt, escapes to the crowd and said, yeah, no, I'm good. None of that for me. Ends the first segment of the night. As we come back for commercial, Tori is standing next to Eric and goes, consequences. You know, Triple H brings up a great point about those consequences, Eric. I'm really curious. How did the Deadly Riders get in the building last week? Of course, Eric, classic Eazy-E fashion, is like, I don't know. Anything could have happened. Before he digs too deep of a hole, Tori, of course, reminds him that, Nassau Coliseum has cameras, right?
I'm just a motorcycle enthusiast, that's all.
That's all. I just really like motorcycles. The Deadly Riders love motorcycles.
Yeah, we're boys, don't you know?
Didn't you know?
We met at Sturgis.
Of course, Eric, fesses up and says, okay, fine, I let them in. I thought it would be great for ratings.
Yeah, controversy creates cash.
Controversy creates cash. And again...
You ever read that book?
I didn't read it, but I have read about it.
Okay, yeah, it's a good book.
Yeah, because I've heard people talking about it on podcasts and stuff, so... But yeah, I figured it would be a good book, because, the concept of it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, and Eric, man, he's one of those folks. At first, I was not a fan. Because I didn't understand, but once I learned his true backstory, I was like, I'm with you.
Yeah, I get it.
Like you're my boy right there. Well, like legit, he lied on his resume to get the big power position in WCW.
Yep.
Do you know why?
I don't know. Oh, he wanted the job, but
well, because they didn't want a wrestling guy, so he just omitted all the TV experience he had was with the AWA.
Smart.
So I have on-air TV experience. Not with the AWA. I have TV producing experience with the AWA.
That is brilliant.
Oh, because they were like, these wrestling people, they're so stupid. And so he just left off what they didn't want and gave them all the stuff they did like. Oh, so cool.
So effing smart.
Yeah.
Technically, he didn't even lie.
Exactly.
He told the God honest truth. He just left out the part he knew would get him not hired.
Exactly.
Smart man. Well, he's an idiot here. But
that's fine. It's a fun segment.
Yeah, but it's not. Listen, technically, my job is to make sure the ratings for Raw are as high as humanly possible. And Tori says, that's a great point, which is why I'm only fining you $50,000 for breaking the brand spread rules.
Okay.
That are very set in stone. And don't worry, you won't be getting fined alone. The Deadly Riders are also being fined. I've already talked to Stephanie about it. And to really double down on this punishment, I've also decided that if they want to come to Raw, let's invite them as guests and have them wrestle a match against one of our best tag teams, the Dudley Boys, which will be happening next week.
Okay. Well, that is exciting stuff.
Yeah, of course, Eric's like, damn, $50,000 is a lot of money. But the ratings next week.
There's give and take.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. Next up, we just have, last episode, I mentioned that there would be a 4th slot open for...
Yes, the tag team match.
At
WrestleMania.
So,
the 3 teams that are in are the champions, which are...
Samoan SWAT team.
The world's greatest tag team of...
Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas.
Third team is Dudley Boys
Dudley Boys.
because they're all-time
The
greats.
Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
Because they are the Dudley Boys.
Exactly. Okay.
Because not having the Dudley Boys on WrestleMania makes no sense.
Absolutely.
All right.
But yeah, 14.
Yep. So that is what we're determining right here, right now, or so we think.
Yes.
So
I'm ready.
it is a triple threat tag team match to get the opportunity to fill that fourth slot.
I'm trying to think who your other 3 teams are.
Yeah, I had a hard time too because we don't have. I looked at my roster and realized we don't have that many people, even though we think we do.
Yeah, so it's true. Because I was actually thinking about this earlier today. I thought to myself, and here's why I was thinking it. I'll just lay it out.
Yeah, I'm about to set that out there.
So Maxwell Jacob Friedman right now has a feud with Wardlow, a feud with Samoa Joe, a feud with Switchblade Jay White, a feud with Roderick Strong, a feud with a man in a devil mask.
Yeah, but we don't even know yet.
Yeah, I have a theory, but that's okay.
I have 3, but...
Theories?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. That's fun. We'll talk about that when I stop recording.
For sure.
But my point was, I was like, man, I really like this multi-man targeting the top guy storyline.
Because it makes sense.
But I was going over it and I was like, man, if only I had hundreds and hundreds of people on my freaking active roster.
And still growing.
And still growing, yes, exactly. Because that's something that Tony has in spades, which is human bodies.
Yep.
Even when you get an orbital bone broken or a concussion protocol.
I'm about to say, you have fired Punk.
Couple concussion protocols actually right now.
2 or 3 people were hurt. Mox was hurt.
Another guy suspended. Oh my goodness.
And the roster still looks stacked.
Freaking massive.
Incredible.
And here's the other thing. Here's the mind-blowing thing. There are actually people that are underutilized. I think Ethan Page is a fine example of a guy who could be doing more.
Absolutely. He's currently on ROH right now. He might. I don't know. I have a feeling he could win the world title in ROH.
I'd be okay with that.
Which I'm a fan of, but I'd like him to be on AEW.
Yes.
Keith Lee.
But my point, yes, that's another great example of a guy who needs to be doing more.
Yeah.
But I was just going over it in my head. I was like, man, I wish I could be doing these So, as you know, we try to have each division have a solid story all the time. Maybe even a subplot for the divisions.
Exactly.
But we don't have the depth that it would take to have 3 and 4, even 5 storylines running for all divisions at all times because, we just don't have...
Genuinely don't have enough people.
Exactly.
Like my women's division, first of all, there's very few women in WWE at this point who could wrestle full stop.
Yes.
And then subtract that because even less of them...
And also injuries. You also got that to worry about.
Injuries. So, literally, I'm missing Lita.
Yep.
And I'm like, damn, that's 10 storylines I had gone. I don't get her back until September.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, so that's one of the big hang-ups with this project. Because now, granted, I think that
these are self-imposed rules.
I was going to say I think the rules are important.
Yes.
Because without them, it's just such a cheat. But for every one person we get, it feels like we lose 1 or 2.
Yeah.
On a regular.
That feels valid.
I will say this, though. I know that by the time we get to Survivor Series, I feel pretty happy with my roster. I don't know how yours is looking. But by the time we get to Survivor Series, which is, obviously a while away.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I was like, okay, things are pretty good. And then by, January, they're already depleting again. I'm like, oh, every time.
What a great life.
Sorry, go ahead with your tag team match.
Yes, triple threat match.
Yes.
So, we have Sean O'Haire and Kane.
Oh, okay, that's a good team right there.
Yes,
that's
sir.
a good team right there, yeah.
Versus Al Snow and Richards.
Oh, okay, that makes sense as well, given that both sets there are in factions.
Exactly. And then last but not least, you want to take a guess?
Oh, I know it.
You know it?
I know. There's no way it's not gold.
Gold.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be. It's
Yes,
the logical progression of the storyline.
Exactly.
Which is there's nothing wrong with that. What's right is what's right. Exactly.
And of course, in classic Easy fashion, he's going to steal an idea. He was a big fan of the Tornado Team Championships 6-man.
Oh, my match
on SmackDown.
Yeah, Team Extreme Tornado Champions match. Yes.
Thank you. All the words just escaped me. I just remember you don't say tag, and that's
because they don't tag. Yes,
they don't tag.
Yeah.
But so tornado style match.
Oh
All
my
teams
goodness.
in there.
Pause for just 1 second.
Yeah.
This is a really fun match to play on 2K.
Oh, big time.
So I have saved as a match type the elimination or the false count anywhere elimination 3-team match. So
yes.
team versus team versus team.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun to play it.
Yeah, that's what inspired it because I played it the other day.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
good
this
stuff.
Is fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do this on the show.
Yeah.
So, a lot going on. Long show, so I'm gonna just cut to the chase.
Absolutely.
The match ends. Billy Gunn nails Richards with a famouser. O'Hare hits what I'm now dubbing the Devil's Cruelty.
Ooh.
Which is just his remember the Widowmaker?
Yep.
Yeah. So
I like that.
Widowmaker just
with a new name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hits the Widowmaker on what? Al. So O'Hare pins Al, Billy pins Richard same time. So we don't know who has the spot. The spot's in limbo as of right now.
Okay, that's good.
But both
But intrigue.
For sure, Al Snow and Richards do not have the spot.
Yes, Hardcore Vice is out.
Is out of there.
Legendary Hardcore Vice.
I'm about to say it. Exactly. Love him to death. Not in the match.
Yes.
We have Trish backstage in the women's locker room just talking trash. Like, man, I'm so good at everything I do. I retain my championship, no problem. Molly and Victoria are out of my hair. I got nothing to worry about. And of course, the whole time she's talking this trash, Tori's standing right behind her. Nothing to do, huh? Bored. You know, I hear you really wanted a match in Mania. Don't worry, I got you, kid. You're gonna be wrestling the winner of Nydia versus Jazz next week. Whoever wins that match.
Yeah, and what day is your show?
Today?
Yes.
The 10th.
10th. So in 20 short days.
20
20 short days.
Oh my God. Woo. Us man is getting closer and closer.
Yes.
All right. So
it's an exciting time.
It really is.
I mean, both in real life and here on the channel.
I'm about to say, yeah. This is my favorite time of the year, man.
Yeah, all for sure.
All the action picks up. So Christian, of course, is coming out to commentary as is
now the usual.
Yeah, exactly. To see the finals, main event of the evening, U.S. title tournament. We have Rikishi coming out with the Samoan SWAT team.
My boys.
We have Kurt Angle coming out with the rest of Team Angle.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have John Cena coming out with John Cena.
He's a heel, right?
Yeah. All by his lonesome.
My question is this.
What's up?
There was a period of time, now, and maybe we're not there yet, but there was a period of time when John Cena was a heel where the fans did not care and they cheered him anyway.
Yeah.
You think we're getting there yet, or just still a little more time?
They're not a fan of him cheating, but they are vibing with him.
Cool. Because in my mind, when Rikishi has a crew and Kurt has a crew,
yep.
I almost would think that John's crew is the fans.
The C Nation.
Yeah, the not yet C Nation.
Before there was C Nation.
Yeah, before that there were the Chain Gang.
The Chain Gang. I was trying to figure out what the name.
That's what he called them when he had
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Dude, I had that chain. I had that.
Did
chain.
you really? Big...
Dude, I was 16. I probably had my car. No time, and I drove to a show in a place that I wasn't familiar with. Right?
Yeah.
Had such a good time at the show. Left, couldn't find my car.
No.
So this cop, he sees me all lost, and he's like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Oh, I'm looking for my car," and he's like, "Oh, hop in," or I think he said hop in. Maybe.
He said we'll go look for it.
Yeah, basically he helped me look, right? And he's like, "Is that it?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me."
All right.
It gets better. I get lost.
Yeah, oh my God.
So I get in the car, and then so this is no GPSs, no smartphones.
How about this back in the day?
Yeah, exactly. It's actually probably roughly around the time of this show.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
But well, actually, it was a little earlier. No, it was roughly around the time of the show.
03 area?
Yeah, that feels right.
Man.
Yeah, because I didn't graduate until 2005, so that's when I was 18. Anyway, back to the point. I got lost. I called home from a gas station. Oh, it was so funny.
Oh man,
good times.
The memories.
Yeah, main event though.
All right, sorry.
Amazing main event.
Yes.
So to me, it's funny. All three of the guys that you have booked in this main event, Rikishi, Kurt Angle, and John Cena, there's one thing that comes to mind when I think of these three guys.
They've all been former U.S. champions.
No, SmackDown.
Just SmackDown.
SmackDown in general. So they
Oh,
all feel like SmackDown guys to me.
I guess that's a good point.
In the real world.
Yeah,
now, in our world, they've never been on SmackDown.
Once.
Yeah, so that's all.
No, that's valid. I mean, Kurt was literally one of the original SmackDown 6.
Yes.
Cena made his career on SmackDown.
Exactly.
Well, the first half of it anyway.
Yeah. The before being world champion career.
And then, I mean, Rikishi was everywhere, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, WCW,
exactly.
freaking WWF, Raw, SmackDown, all of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, pretty much.
I think NXT's the only place he ain't been.
Well, we'll give it time. He's not dead yet.
I think he's also got another son coming up.
Oh, that's right.
Got another one, so he might...
At this point, I'm starting to question, how many kids does this man have?
I think he's got the 4. I think he's got
just the 4, we're sure?
No. Well, 4 boys.
4.
He might have some girls out there. I don't know.
Lord.
I ain't never Googled it.
Man, I tell you what, they're like big families in the Anna wife and
That's
Fatu
true,
and the whole squad of them.
Absolutely. They call it the Samoan Dynasty.
There you go, Samoan Dynasty. Yeah, that definitely cuts down some words.
Some of them are challenging too.
Yeah, it's got apostrophes, commas, nouns, adjectives. Okay. But yes, this match. So, obviously, Samoan SWAT team and World's Greatest Tag Team are in the tag match in Mania. So
correct.
Of course, they gotta bear down and just pushing match, shoving, cursing at each other, saying disrespectful words, and then finally they're just like, screw it, let's just fight.
Yeah. Oh.
So they started throwing hands.
Sounds good to me.
And of course, Kurt Angle's like, oh my God, the attention's not on me. So, of course, he goes up to the top rope and Charlotte Flair style, but actually hitting it. He does
the moonsault? Oh.
Without no twist. So not Charlotte Flair.
Oh, yeah. But I get your point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful
and the other good thing about it being equal, two tag teams going at it, is there's a greater chance you won't have that guy just standing there waiting to get hit.
Yeah. Like, all right, let me just wait 5 minutes. All right. And now it's my turn.
Exactly. Because that's one of the bad things about the dive spot is like there often tends to be a guy just standing there waiting to get hit.
It's like Kurt Angle, and you see that meme where Triple H is about to punch him, and Kurt's like,
"Oh yeah, yep."
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, dude! Nick Wayne did that.
Did he do it
just the other day? So Edge Adam Copeland hadn't gotten in the spot yet.
Yeah.
And so Nick Wayne's just standing there waiting to get hit. I was like, oh man, kid.
Oh, God, come on, you gotta improvise.
Yes.
Punch him if you want to.
I mean, he's young, but it's we're national TV.
I keep forgetting he's 18.
Yes.
Effing child, that kid. So, after the moonsault, Rikishi, of course, distracted because his boys are down, so Cena takes advantage with remember like old Proto Bomb?
Yes, sir. Protoplex.
Yes, Protoplex. Thank you. Couldn't remember the name. Nails that on Rikishi. Of course, the crowd goes, whoa, he did that on such a big guy. For 2.
Yes.
Later on in the match, Rikishi, of course, hits the big keys driver on Kurt Angle. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
Gets the 1, the 2, almost gets the 3 before Stacy pulls the referee out because he's not moving Rikishi.
Exactly.
Out of the ring. And of course, Christian's like, no, none of this. Comes out, picks up Stacy, takes her to the back. She is out of the way. Rikishi is just measuring angle. He's telling him to get up, looking for another Rikishi driver. When Cena slips in, picks up, hit him with the FU. Crowd goes crazy. And then, of course, Kurt Angle slides in. Angle slam. Cena lands directly on Rikishi's ankle.
Okay.
And then, of course, Angle being
the smart wrestler, yes,
ring general that he is, he's like, oh my God.
Let's just do it.
A wrestler with an injured ankle.
I'm ready. I have prepared my whole life for this moment.
This is it. Slaps on the old ankle lock. Rikishi's, of course, fighting valiant. He doesn't want to tap, but as soon almost gets to the ropes, Angle pulls him back. Slaps on the grapevine. It's academic at that point. Rikishi taps out. Kurt Angle has the U.S. title
going
shot
to the WrestleMania. Love it. That was a fun episode.
Yes, sir. Bam.
SmackDown on 3/13 of 2003. It begins with Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero coming out.
Oh.
And they are fuming.
Los Guerreros fuming. Can't believe it.
They are mad, but they're not going to be mad for long because Los Guerreros get to put their hands on the APA, Farouk and Bradshaw, two of the men that interfered and prevented the main event of last week from being all that it could be.
This is the first time Bradshaw and Eddie have touched in our world.
I believe so. Wow. Well, it's funny that you say that, though, because to me, that wasn't the big story of the match.
Well, no, it was just something I thought about.
Absolutely, and that's good. I mean, it's good that you think that, because, they did have a prolific rivalry within the real world.
Absolutely.
But the story I'm telling here tonight in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, is the story of, yes, Eddie is out for revenge, but he's also out to prove something to Chavo. And that is working together is beneficial for both of them. And so, it's crazy because Eddie, so I feel like Eddie Guerrero and Randy Savage have something in common.
Let me hear it.
They wrestle bigger than they are.
Yeah, that's valid.
So both Randy Savage and Eddie Guerrero wrestle bigger than their stature. Yeah. They carry themselves in such a way as to give the perception that they are bigger men than they physically are.
Yeah.
This is important because when you put Eddie Guerrero in the ring with, whether it be Bradshaw or Farouk, Eddie and Chavo also look like the cruiserweights they are. But Eddie has that heat, that fire, that vigor about him to where that he can bring the offense to the bigger guys and actually make a dent in it, right? I bring this up because when Eddie hits the Three Amigos on Bradshaw, he tags in Chavo and allows Chavo to hit the frog splash and win the match 1, 2, 3. Because again, he's trying to prove a point. Yes, exactly. So post match, we cut to the back for an interview with the Intercontinental Champion, Jamie Noble. So, Jamie, holding his Intercontinental Championship, he talks toward the Regal counter threat, and he talks toward the MPAA. He lays out how that they took something from him. Not the title, but his clean record, his stand-up attitude that he has demonstrated with this title. But before he can lay out all the points of why this got to him, he gets laid out by Night Test, Rook Nowinski, Bishop Storm, and King William does not touch him. He and Queen Terry, they just stand there as Queen Terry declares that this will continue until King William gets back what is rightfully his Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. So, in the back of this scene, we see The Rock and the Hurricane verbally going at it. And so the camera,
group of guys.
The camera zooms in because it's such a fun part of history, especially on the road to WrestleMania 19.
For sure.
The very short-lived but impactful rivalry between the Hurricane and The Rock.
Absolutely.
It's legitimately Shane Helms' greatest victory in his career.
Without a doubt.
over The Rock. And so I just wanted to start laying the seeds for that which is to come.
Of course.
And I also really like having scenes bleed into scenes, because in real life, not only one thing happens at a time.
Yeah, it's valid.
So, after the camera zooms in on the Rock and the Hurricane's antics. We then cut to the ring where Rey Mysterio is in the ring with his Cruiserweight Championship. So we missed his amazing entrance. As the viewing audience on TV, we missed it, but the live crowd
obviously saw it.
In Pittsburgh, they saw it. But the reason the champion is in ring first is because the Allentown, Pennsylvania native, Billy Kidman, is coming out to have an Excellence Initiative match where if he can go 30 minutes with Rey Mysterio, he will then get a Cruiserweight Championship match down the line.
Of course.
But as I've already spoiled for the people who loyally watch this channel, Billy Kidman is a man without a country in Alpha Entertainment Worldwide SmackDown, and so he does not go the 30 minutes. At the 18-minute and 50-second mark, Rey Mysterio defeats Billy Kidman in his home area.
For sure.
Post-match, we see prison yard violence.
Oh, boy. I like this.
So, in real life, and as a matter of fact, I believe it started in December in real life, we saw vignettes of an impending character who was locked up in Australia. That was revealed to be Nathan Jones. And at the end of this prison beatdown hype package, we see the name Nathan Jones at the end. And that's important because I delayed the introduction of the Nathan Jones character because I know that he was not ready for his debut at WrestleMania. That's why they took him out of the tag team match that he was scheduled to be in on the pre-show.
It's okay, though. Undertaker's so good, he beat two people by himself.
That is true, he did. But in our world, The Undertaker had a different protege already, being Chuck Palumbo, so I don't even give Nathan Jones that spot, period. That's why I also delayed the introduction of the character.
Fair enough.
So, up next we have the original grade A quality 3-on-3 Team Extreme Tornado match. This time, it is the Iron Addicts, who are mad on behalf of their friend Jamie Noble, who got jumped both last week's main event and earlier in the night.
Absolutely.
They are aggressive and going crazy while fighting the champions, that being Booker T, Scott Steiner, and Kevin Nash. And while these guys are not as seasoned as the best first generation,
by no means,
what they are is determined because of their
fire in their heart for their friend.
Exactly. And with that, unexpectedly, Mark Jindrak pins Kevin Nash. He defeats Kevin Nash, and so previously, every champion had gone the distance or won their match before time limit. Until Eddie went the distance and earned a title shot. Well, this time, it's the first time that challengers have defeated the champions, and Mark Jindrak defeats Kevin Nash, which then subsequently also earns them a title shot. Yes. And so this is happening because of, well, WrestleMania is on the horizon, and we need challengers.
Need bodies.
Yes. Well, and I just used the heat of the friendship stuff to get the fire lit.
Yep.
After that 3-on-3 encounter, we have a traditional 2-on-2 match where the Deadly Riders, Chuck Palumbo and The Undertaker, they are out to prove that they're not worried about this punishment that they are undertaking because... On Monday, exactly. Because here tonight, they are taking on the two largest members of the Regal Counter Threat, that being Rook Nowinski and Night Test, and Chuck Palumbo wins the match for his team by defeating Rook Nowinski.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Even though Bishop Storm, King William, and Queen Terry are out there,
Yeah, but
it's still the Undertaker.
and Palumbo.
Exactly. So nothing to worry about here. So before we get to the final match, the main event, which is the White Boy Challenge.
Yes.
We have to have the Rock concert
I know it's
en route to WrestleMania. So Rock, if I was allowed to use clips, I would use the exact clip where he's making fun of Steve Austin playing the guitar because it's priceless and there's nothing that needs changed about it.
Yep.
And so just know that I'm not allowed to do that anytime.
Here's a picture, pause this video, go watch that video, come back, and hey, welcome back.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. That was perfect. In the main event, the MPAA, well, they're not at ringside with Rodney Mack. Only Teddy Long is there because of Farouk and Bradshaw getting their behinds handed to them by Los Guerreros,
Of course.
Eddie and Chavo, in the opening of the show. So, Rodney is by himself in ring without the two heavies of the APA.
Of course.
Teddy's there, but he's not really.
I'm about to say, if push comes to shove, Teddy's walking in the other direction.
Exactly. And so, while Rodney Mack is in ring with his title, waiting for his challenger, we hear
Nathan Jones.
Stand back.
Hurricane.
There's a hurricane coming through. Yeah, no, so Nathan Jones was just a teaser saying he's coming, at some point.
I was about to say, I couldn't remember where we were at in the defenses.
But, right. Now, Rodney Mack's still building his resume for the Hall of Fame.
Got it, of course. Hall of Fame wrestler Rodney Mack.
So, Rodney Mack defeats the Hurricane in the main event of the evening.
Damn, after all that motivation from The Rock.
but Hurricane does, he does great work, but Rodney Mack is,
No, it's all good.
Hall of Fame resume. Exactly, yeah. Hall of Fame resume. You're with it. So, that's my SmackDown.
Good stuff. Monday Night Raw, March 17, 2023. So, we opened the show. It's been a while, but let's have some women's action on Monday Night Raw. I mean, they've been wrestling, but, I can't recap everything that actually happens on the show. So, we have Jazz versus Nydia for the #1 contendership for the women's title at WrestleMania. Trish is at ringside, and the entire time during the match, Trish is trying to do everything in her power to make sure that Jazz loses this match.
Makes sense to me.
And
I would not want to wrestle Jazz.
I also would not want to wrestle Jazz. So, but Nydia, being the honorable babyface that she is not with it. Trish.
I love what we've done with Nydia and Jamie Noble. They were both nasty heels, and then we turned them into two upstanding citizens
out of nowhere. But yes, Trish trips her up. Nydia's
I wouldn't even say out of nowhere. I would say out of necessity.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it would make sense to keep him as well. So.
Yeah, because I lost the guy I was pushing to the moon.
Yep.
Cursing Mark Henry. And you always need the women, so.
Yep. And it evens out because my ratio of heel to face woman is not as good as I was hoping it'd be.
Exactly.
But, nonetheless, Nydia, upstanding citizen, refuses to accept Trish's assistance. And, of course, valiantly loses to Jazz because it is Jazz.
Yes, absolutely.
So, of course, we get the classic triple power bomb.
Big
1,
strong
2,
girl.
3. Biceps, triceps, lats, striations, whatever words you want to use. She's got them. And she'll be wrestling Trish at Mania. Of course, Trish is not happy. Boo-hoo. We get a hot package, just going through the history of Kurt and Christian in AEW.
Yes.
See previous episodes to see Christian and Angle's previous history.
Correct.
And then next up we have Tori and Eric. We come in on Tori and Eric's office to Billy and Goldust and O'Hare and Kane arguing about their right to be in the match at WrestleMania. And of course, Eric, very irritated because he's lost $50,000. He has to deal with the Deadly Riders coming in tonight. He's got too much on his plate. We're weeks away from Mania. Eventually, he just snaps and says, "You know what? Enough. I don't even care anymore. I'll tell you what. You're both in the match. I don't give an F. It's a five-way for the tag team titles. And you know what? Just to add to the chaos, you can go and kill yourselves for all I care. It'll be a 5-way ladder match.
Whoa! Okay.
So,
Oh my goodness, that changes the dynamic completely.
exactly.
Wow.
Boy, I cannot wait for this match.
Oh,
Because I think it's the only plunder match we have on Mania.
Hold on. I'll double check. You do your thing while I look.
Yes, sir. Next up, we have Molly versus Jackie Moore, with the Black Widow Alliance coming out with her. Molly defeats Jackie, and of course, getting ready for a hair versus hair match with Victoria. Next up, we have a package for Lesnar versus Triple H. Of course, detailing all their history, very similar to the one before.
Yes.
Again, see previous plug for other shows.
Absolutely. Before you continue,
Yes.
outside of the availability of use of items in the Team Extreme Tornado Trios match,
Yeah.
it is the only gimmick match that we have booked.
Man, we took it really easy. Good for
Well,
us.
I think it's interesting that both of the team championships are the ones that are given gimmicks.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I'm a fan of it personally.
Yeah, dude, I was surprised, but very pleasantly surprised.
Thank you. I try to keep everyone on their toes here on the show. So
I do have one minor complaint.
let me hear it.
It's going to be a struggle to fit all these people on that one graphic.
Yeah.
I'm envisioning a way, but I'll figure it out.
I'm about to say sorry about that because I did realize that would be a pain in the butt for you.
It'll be fine. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I was about to say if you want to just do the old school slideshow and just have
I-
two guys.
I do have an idea.
Okay.
So there was a grid there's a grid pattern I'm going to try and work with.
Oh, okay, cool.
To boom, 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 boom.
And of course, I cannot wait to see it because
Yeah, when we get
it's
to
on the
Mania.
screen right now.
No, it's not. I'll pop it up in Mania.
You got
The last episode, that's where you'll see that.
All right. No, I got one Raw after that. It's not even the last Mania.
Oh, well, okay, gotcha.
But oh right. So main event of the evening.
Yes.
Dudley Boys make their way out. The crowd's in anticipation. Everyone's buzzing. This is the first SmackDown versus Raw match we've had since AEW has been formed.
Yes.
So the anticipation is what's that word? Palpable.
Yes. And it's been almost a year because it was the day after WrestleMania last year that everything went to this way.
Man, we did a year of this show, man. Congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Absolutely.
It was the attempt at booking a WCW Nitro and an NWO Thunder, which told me I could not keep doing two shows by myself.
Absolutely. Hey, more than happy to participate. Whew. So, Dudley Riders, Dudley Boys. This is the very definition of a house fight.
Yes.
This is just all offense, no defense. And I'm gonna skip ahead because we still got some show left. But eventually the match breaks down. Flair and Orton come out and attack the Dudley Riders, and then of course every participant in the tag team ladder match comes out. So Flair and the Dudley Riders fight to the back. Referee just rings the bell because too much is going on.
Of course, yeah.
And then, of course, you have the SWAT team. You got wrestling's greatest tag team. You got Billy and Goldust. You got O'Hare and Kane. And the Dudley Boys all fighting in the ring. Of course, Bubba, ECW veteran that he is the one that busts out the ladder, puts it on his head,
and does
the Terry Funk.
Yeah. Oh, that's so smart.
And then, of course, after he does that, throws it off, pushes Devon. Say it with me now. 1, 2, 3. Get the tables!
Yeah, that's smart.
Let's put Umaga through a table.
Okay.
To close out the show, Dudley Boys on top.
And that way it shows that the champions have something to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
Specifically.
They're not immortal.
Yes, specifically. I like that a lot. That was one heck of a build to WrestleMania. And specifically, specifically, it was a really good build for this tag team ladder match.
Yes, I'm excited for that. SmackDown.
Louisville, Kentucky. The Freedom Hall.
Hell of a name for it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We open this episode of SmackDown on 3/20 of 2003 with the Intercontinental Champion, Jamie Noble.
Love to see him.
He's already in the ring. No entrance. He is super mad. Jamie, who's just from up the way a piece in Hanover, West Virginia, he declares that King William will get a title shot at WrestleMania. But first, Jamie wants Regal's boys. Any of the Regal counter threat
Can come get some.
that wants to accept, can get it. And out comes Bishop, Knight, Bishop, and Rook. Jamie fights them all until security separates them.
I knew Jamie was a psychopath, but jeez.
So, it is declared, I didn't actually write this, but it is declared that this is being put off until next week.
Okay.
But because Jamie is so determined, he says, no, it's not just which one of them wants it. I'm fighting all of them.
Oh, Jesus.
And so Jamie is doing a gauntlet match, one after the other, next week.
Love to see it.
And so, up next, as Jamie is being hauled out of the arena for his own safety's sake,
Of course.
we see Magic Mark, accompanied by Jack, Johnny, and Vascular Val, make their way to the ring because Kevin Nash is so despondent. He's so enraged by his loss last week to Mark Jindrak that he comes out with, he comes accompanied by Scott and Booker. He comes out to get his revenge on Magic Mark. Only Kevin Nash once again loses to Mark Jindrak.
Man, really falling off that Kevin Nash.
Yes.
Remember when he was a 50-time world champion?
Well, he had a 360-plus day title reign, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean.
And he won the title in seconds as well.
Yeah, okay, that was impressive.
Yeah. Although he beat Bob Backlund.
Yeah, at a house show. But,
it is what it is.
Statistics.
Yes. So up next is it is the continuation of the White Boy Challenge.
White boys.
But the thing is, it's not.
It's not a traditional white boy.
It's not what Rodney Mack is used to. So who challenged Rodney last week? Do you remember?
The Hurricane.
The Hurricane. And a couple weeks ago, he wrestled Bryan Danielson, rather small individual.
I'm about to say itty bitty guy.
He's beaten Billy Kidman. He's beaten some
small ones.
Yes, some small men of small stature. Spike Dudley, to name another.
Yeah.
Well, tonight
is he wrestling a big one?
He is wrestling Big Evil Chuck Palumbo, former television champion himself.
Hate to be Rodney.
And so Rodney Mack is not having his traditional beatdown match. He's not having there's no drive-bys happening. There's no Mack attacks. There's no Michinoku drivers. But what Rodney Mack does have is the assistance of Farouk and Bradshaw, along with Teddy.
I'm not seeing them show up.
But more importantly than that, because, see, Chuck is not lacking in intelligence. So he knows these guys are out here. But what he doesn't see coming is a young Viper, a future legend killer. He doesn't see him until he jumps over the barricade, slides into the ring, and Chuck goes to touch him, but Randy runs on out. That's when Rodney Mack hits him from behind, and just quick rolls up 1, 2, 3, and runs the heck out of that. And he don't want none. He's like, got that title. I'm.
You got AJ Styles' theme song earlier.
Yeah,
on one.
Exactly. And so it's just a way to keep the stuff going with Evolution and the writers without actually having Randy do anything physical. He's just more.
I mean, it's fine for him because he's in Triple H's entourage, and by rule, he can show up whenever he wants.
Exactly. So the champ is special like that.
Exactly. But good stuff nonetheless.
So we see Randy join Triple H in the back with Stephanie, and Steph's like, "You're only supposed to be here as a guest." What? Right? It's a darn good thing you did not touch him because I do not want to have to find you guys
again.
I'm like, this is just, it's getting ridiculous, guys.
I'm about to say, we don't even do anything with the money. We just take it.
I mean, make a wish. Give it to Make-A-Wish.
There you go.
So
give it out to the kids.
So after that segment, we see another ad for Nathan Jones,
Cool.
Man of Violence. I'm calling him.
It's a good nickname.
Yeah, it's just
violence.
We go over his history of violence and what led to him being locked up and becoming the Colossus of Bagaro, as they called him.
Did they do that in real life? What did he do?
I don't know. They didn't actually say.
Okay.
The only part that they actually do is call him the Colossus of Bagaro, which I don't even know what a Bagaro is.
I was about to say, I was trying to figure, is that a place?
It's the row in this prison.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
in Australia.
Fair enough.
What does it even mean? I don't know. It's just, scary looking stuff, locked up guy.
Gur.
Yeah, Gur, exactly. After the package rolls, Billy Kidman makes his way out to the ring. Even though he came up short last week with Rey Mysterio, he's doing his best work here tonight against King William, who is flying solo after his boys confronted Jamie. So Jamie wasn't the only one escorted out for the chaos.
Of course.
Also, the other three, who Jamie will be wrestling in a gauntlet match next week, were also escorted out. So Regal is
all by himself.
Correct.
Well, minus Terry.
And yes, Terry's with him. So King William wins, and after the victory, he and Terry are quite fond of themselves, quite happy with themselves. They're in ring, and a man who is upset with life in general comes out and makes sure that King William does not end this night happily. When the Undertaker rides his motorcycle out, goozles him, chokeslam, last ride, does the raised arm thing, and we just send the people home happy because Taker's just an upset fella.
Absolutely.
And so it's just a way to get him on the TV, show off. Lots of people are angry in my universe.
Yeah, I'm about to say, poor guys.
Yes. Therapy. We need to
lots of therapy. Where's Dr. Shelby?
Actually, I was thinking of Dr. Stevie from TNA.
Oh, just as good. Just as good.
So,
TNA is back, by the way.
Yes, exactly. TNA. I hope they do good.
I'm sure they will. Like, if they keep doing what they're doing now, they'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Like, the last, I want to say 4 years have been amazing for them. So,
right.
Hope they keep it up.
So, in the semi-main event, we have Matt Hardy versus the Cruiserweight Champion, Rey Mysterio.
El Rey.
So, the important thing about this said match is that neither side come down alone.
Oh, we have friends.
So Matt Hardy is accompanied by Crash Holly and Shannon Moore. But when Cruiserweight Champion Rey Mysterio comes out, he has Eddie and Chavo at his side, which is, big stuff.
Yeah. This is what we call progress.
It is story progression, but for every step forward, expect a step back.
Got it.
So, while the match is going well, Chavo is not a good guy.
I can't believe it.
And Eddie stops Crash and Shannon from helping Matt cheat.
Mm-hmm.
But while Eddie is doing that, Chavo tries to help Rey by cheating on his behalf. Rey doesn't want none.
Rey doesn't do that.
And for the second week in a row, a champion loses to the challenger when Matt Hardy defeats Rey Mysterio because Rey refused to allow Chavo to help him cheat. And so Chavo pushes Rey, walks out, and Eddie is once again head in hand, Captain Picard it up, saying like I said, one step forward, two steps back. Yeah.
So close. It was right there.
Right there. So, in the main event segment tonight, The Rock, he calls out Stone Cold Steve Austin once again, but no Stone Cold. The only man that accepts The Rock's challenge is the Hurricane. And The Rock,
shooting his shot.
And The Rock, who is disappointed Steve didn't show up, is amused that the Hurricane acknowledged him. You know, just like in the back last week when we saw Rocky and Hurricane verbally sparring.
Of course.
Rock accepts Hurricane's challenge. And we get the amazing match that happened in real life on Raw.
Yes.
But this time it happens on SmackDown. And just like with the Hurricanes match with The Rock in real life, this is the return of the King of Attitude, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Too bad I don't have Jim Ross, yes. Yeah, I have Taz and Michael Cole.
That'd be just as funny.
But, Steve, so there's a ref bump, ref's down, Steve comes out, stuns The Rock.
Rock does the most ridiculous sell I've ever seen in my life.
And then the Hurricane defeats The Rock in the main event of SmackDown, getting the biggest win of his life. And Stone Cold doesn't grab the mic, but he acknowledges The Rock's challenge for WrestleMania as the show fades to black.
Love to see it.
This is the go-home show of Monday Night Raw. What is Raw doing before WrestleMania?
Well, we had a big show tonight.
Well, oh, not that big show. Okay.
Oh, no, the other big show. So 3/24/03. Bischoff is at his wits' end. He's starting to get some gray in his hair. He's really feeling the stress and pressure here. A lot of egos to keep in check. And Tori. Sorry, I keep thinking about Terry on your show.
It's okay.
Tori is constantly breathing down this man's neck to do the right thing. He can't cheat. His wallet's a little lighter than it usually is. So it's been a tough life for him. So because of how last week's Raw ended, he has decided that we are going to start the show off with an 8-man tag team match.
Okay.
A lot of words. So it will be the team of Billy and Goldust with the Dudley Boys versus wrestling's greatest tag team and Sean O'Haire and Kane.
I'm sure this will go super smoothly.
Oh, man, nothing can go
worry
wrong
about whatsoever.
Everything will be great. This will be a nice, clean cut down the middle match. So this is a very entertaining match.
Of course.
I mean, look at the names involved.
Oh my goodness. And more than the names, to me, it's the idea of the sheer level of both youth and experience.
Yes.
So
insane in this match.
So O'Haire, Haas, and Benjamin, young in the business.
Very.
But I mean, same a little bit with
Billy?
No. I was gonna say, I was thinking about the champions. So they've got a little bit of youth. Now, obviously, they're not in this match. But all of the other folks, the Dudleys, Billy, Goldust, Kane, these guys,
little decades of experience.
Absolutely. In the case of especially Goldust and Kane, they have been so many different characters and growth, evolution, just so much awesomeness in that.
Oh man, literally this. I kind of wish this match happened in real life. I kind of wish I had the pin and I was.
Dude, that's the beauty of this adventure that we are on, is just taking advantage of creativity.
Yeah, absolutely. Whew. Well, this is a nice, fun match, but we're going to go ahead and cut to the finish.
Yes.
So, wrestling's greatest tag team. Benjamin tags Haas, but Sean O'Haire gets the blind tag that even they don't notice.
Yes.
They hit that super kick German combo, which is absolutely effing gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Look it up if you got time. They had a phenomenal ROH run that I completely forgot about, too.
Those are my favorite ROH tag titles because the implementation of the flags on the front plate is just such a unique way of representing the world.
Exactly.
That I just think isn't used enough.
Yeah, I 100% agree. ROH has some really gorgeous belts back then. I mean, the ones they have now aren't bad, but
they're a little generic.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like the ROH titles feel very.
Speaking of titles, I've got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So with the reemergence of total nonstop action wrestling.
Yes.
If you could choose just one throwback title design to reintroduce, do you know which one that you would pick? Because to me, there's only one right answer.
The one Sting held.
While I like that design, that is not, to me, the end-all be-all of TNA championship designs.
The one Rudo?
That's the same one. That's the same belt.
I was about to say
No.
Which one are you
It's the tag team championships.
You're talking about all of the belts. Okay.
Yeah. All titles from their history. I think there's one and one alone that stands out as the belt that needs to be the legacy brought back. Much how they did with Cody and the IC title, right?
Yeah.
So the TNA tag team titles, they had this interesting. It was pseudo intercontinental, but had peaks in it. It had great textures in the plating.
Oh yeah, these.
Oh my goodness, they're so good. And so to me, the reason I wouldn't bring back their big gold is because of one word, and that's heavyweight. So I am anti the top title saying heavyweight when your champion is Alex Shelley. And so to me, I think that while I'm not opposed to their big gold belt, and I do like their winged eagle, I would personally introduce a brand new design for their top title because they're so good at knocking that out of the park. Their winged eagle was beautiful. Their big gold was beautiful. Absolutely. Their current design, when it had blue oceans, beautiful. I don't like the blood oceans.
The red free brand wasn't the best.
But I have faith that they can give us a beautiful new TNA world title, but give us those classic tag straps. I'll be so happy.
Yeah, those classic. Oh man, I forgot about those tag straps too. I'm glad you reminded me.
Thank you.
Phenomenal. Anyway, we got on that because Austin Benjamin, former OH tag team champions, legend of the game. Actually, are the Dudleys? I feel like they've held every tag.
They have not held Ring of Honor tag team titles because Devon was a backstage agent when Bubba had his run, and he held the six-man with the Briscoes. Correct.
I remember that one.
Yes.
Okay, everything makes sense. So, like I said, super kick, German combo. Of course, Haas is pinning, but the ref's like, "You're not legal. You're not legal." And then, while they're doing that, O'Haire whispers to Kane in Kane's ear, and then gets into the ring. Kane proceeds to hit a double choke slam on. I lost my train of thought here.
The opponents.
Yes.
Which are probably Goldust and Billy because Bubba and Devon are heavier.
Yeah.
But not by much, I wouldn't think. Comparatively speaking. They're all big
boys.
They're
all big bodies.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, you are right. It is Goldust and Billy. And then he proceeds to hit a double choke slam on Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team.
Ooh, okay. That's even easier.
Yes. Meanwhile, Sean heads up top, hits the Shanton Bomb. That is what we called it, right?
It is. That is what he called it, yes.
Perfect. To get the 1-2-3 on Bubba.
Cool.
And then after that, he then proceeds to pick up Devon and hit the Devil's Cruelty.
Ooh.
And then he grabs the mic and says, and shames the fans basically for cheering this carnage and cheering this destruction and giving into their cardinal desires. You should be ashamed of yourself because you should want the best. You should want the safety of these people, the protection of these wrestlers. But hey, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
Beautiful.
Such ends the segment. Next up, we have Molly defeating Ivory.
Do you know who ruined Sean O'Haire's career?
I have no idea.
Roddy Piper.
Really?
Yes. For some reason. What?
Oh, okay. No, go ahead.
Well, yes, for leaving, but for some reason Vince thought it was a smart idea to put the devil's advocate with Roddy Piper.
Because he sued.
And then when Piper left the company, Sean O'Haire went nowhere.
Yeah.
And furthermore, it was the idea that Sean was just a heavy for a guy who couldn't go. So, sad times for Sean O'Haire. Yeah. Much better stuff going on in Alpha Entertainment Worldwide.
Yeah.
No, not for Piper. I love Piper. It was just bad booking.
I'm about to say, I feel like low bar to pick up on. Like I feel like if I did anything with Sean O'Haire, it would have been better than what they did with him.
Yes, true.
Also, I feel like it's more accurate to say Vince ruined his career than Rowdy.
Oh yeah. Vince putting him with Piper is what did him in. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, as always, F you, Vince. Molly defeats Ivory and then afterwards threatens to cut her hair.
Ooh,
where,
okay.
of course, Jackie and Victoria pull her out because there's no images that I'm aware of Ivory with no hair. So.
Oh, you mean like a buzz cut, not just a clip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because she had the scissors, she was gonna cut, but.
Gotcha.
You know.
Yeah, she ain't never been bald.
Yeah, I don't think she's had short hair either, so.
Not that I can think of, it's always been long.
Yeah.
To my recollection.
Yeah, even now, I think. So.
I bet you're right.
But
I haven't seen her in a few years.
Yeah. I'm sure she's good.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah. About to say living her best life. I think she's got like a clinic or something. I want to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm sure that's on WWE.com somewhere. That where they announced. They do a very good job of that.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
yeah.
have you watched Superfan?
I don't think I have.
So there's a new documentary on Peacock called Superfan: The Story of Vladimir, and it was supposed to be an ongoing series, but for some reason, when the network ended and Peacock was a thing,
over,
it's just a one and done.
Oh, this is fun.
But it's still a very touching story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, you should check it out. Everybody should check it out. Superfan. It's only 37 minutes. It's like
it
breezes right by. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's sad stuff. Vlad's a good dude, but he loses his mom in the story, and oh my goodness.
Got it. Catches you in the feels.
Yes.
Whew. All right. Well,
I bet you'll recognize him too when you see him.
Yeah.
Because like, you remember the old ECW hat guy?
Yeah.
And like the now the Brock Lesnar guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vlad was he was the original Superfan. The guy that you'd see. Oh, I saw that guy before.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I probably would. I watch a lot of wrestling, so good chance. But yeah, so that Molly Ivory segment goes down. Next up, Kurt basically just in a dark room segment, and he's sweating. Obviously, he's been putting the work in. He's ready for this United States title match with Christian. He's telling the world that he needs this U.S. title. He needs it for so many reasons. He needs this to not only take something from Christian like he took something from him, but he needs it to prove that he's still the American hero that he knows he is. And he will always continue to be, and that'll start once again in Mania.
So,
yada yada.
WrestleMania 19 had this really awesome hype package where Kurt and Brock, I think a few other people too, but specifically those two guys.
I was about to say those are the ones that stood out.
Were doing like almost Rocky type spots where they were running up the steps of the arena and stuff. Kurt is like tailor made for that spot.
Yeah.
That absolutely. Intensity spot.
I'm about to say it's one of the three eyes. So
That's correct. Yes.
Ah man, yeah. Kurt Angle's so good at just everything in wrestling, and it's kind of freaky how.
Well, it's also amazing how that he was that standout guy while not being in his right mind.
Yeah, insane, right?
Yeah, it blows you away that
like Kurt Angle is some of the best times of his career. It's a shame he doesn't remember any of it.
Yes.
Oh man, but I'll tell you what. Like that's the Kurt Angle I grew up on. TNA Kurt Angle is because that's when I watched most of his wrestling. I didn't find out about the WWE stuff. It's like, oh, this guy was in WWE.
Well, it's crazy because he actually had a much longer career in
TNA. Yeah, much more decorated too. I think he won just as many titles in TNA as he did in WWE.
It's something like that. Well, the funny thing is, there was a period of time where they literally gave him every title they could give him.
Yeah.
It was like every title but the women's title.
I'm about to say New Japan too.
Exactly.
Didn't he take he was Kurt's last match before he came back, right?
Kurt was Kurt's last match?
Kurt was Brock's last match.
Oh, gotcha. Yes. Kurt is the guy who defeated Brock for the IWGP title. Do you know who Brock beat?
I don't remember.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Dang, I'm surprised WWE didn't,
emphasize that? Yeah. I know, it drives me nuts.
Hook that out. Okay.
Yeah.
Then again, in hindsight, Vince didn't.
It was a completely different Shinsuke Nakamura, mind you. It wasn't the
charismatic King of Strong style guy.
Correct. But
so this was his first reign.
Nakamura?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But still, he's still the same human being.
Yeah.
He just had short hair.
The name.
Didn't
he have that weird goatee back then? Too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Man, I gotta go and watch that now because I don't remember that.
Yep.
Ah, man. Okay, what a world we live in. Next up, Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels have a sit-down interview with JR.
That seems like a good use of him.
Yeah, I'm about to say, throw him in. I didn't really think anything out of this. I just kind of wanted the segment
course.
just to have them talk.
I'm with you.
Talk ish. I'm sure at some point they talk to each other before their actual Mania match. But yeah, just them having a conversation. Jericho throws a barb. Sean said he's gonna kick his teeth down his throat. You know, story beats.
Yes.
Match will be great at Mania. That's all that really matters in my head. We get a Trish versus Jazz hype package. Just kind of running through their various highlights of the career.
Absolutely.
Rehash the mission statement that Jazz pretty much started our women's division with.
Yes.
And Trish's team with Lita and winning the title. A lot of TLC match at SummerSlam.
Right.
All the important stuff. Next up, Orton and Flair say they will get revenge on the Deadly Riders for their vicious attack against Ric Flair 2 weeks ago now.
Perfect.
Excellent. And that they will pay them back tenfold. Don't you worry.
Beautiful.
And then last, but certainly not least, is the go home show for WrestleMania. So who do you think we're about to see?
Brock Lesnar.
Close. Other guy.
Triple H.
There you go.
Okay, that was my second pick.
I was about to say it was a 50-50 shot. Yes. So I know you get one of them. Triple H comes out.
The reason I picked Brock is because last we saw Triple H, Paul was there, and Brock tried to get in on the action. So I thought, maybe.
Yeah. I was about to say, it was a 50-50 shot.
Absolutely.
But, Triple H comes out, and this is the 2001, just got back from injury Triple H. This is decked out. Not in a $1 million suit. No, this is denim.
Dude, did you see that you can buy that now?
Seriously?
The denim and the leather with the H on the back. I was like, come on, guys. Like, it's stupidly priced, but it's now available to purchase. And also, it's not Chalkline. It's one of those sporting brands, right?
Yeah.
They also are selling the Shawn Michaels white with red
bloodstains?
Not bloodstains, like back when he was managed by Sensational Sherry.
Oh,
that Shawn Michaels
thing?
Yeah. So they're selling all these like ring accurate looking gear nowadays. I'm like, I'm so jealous. I don't know why I'm jealous. I'm just very. It's a beautiful time to be a wrestling fan.
Without a doubt, this is definitely the best area to live in. But Triple H is decked out in denim, title around his waist, and sledgehammer in hand.
Yes. Oh.
Because he knows he's ready.
It's time to go to work.
It's time to go to work. He says that come WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar is going to find out why he is the game, why he is the King of King, why he has the other 7 nicknames he has, and why he is the most dominant champion in AEW history. And that after WrestleMania...
Can I say something real quick?
Please do.
In Alpha Entertainment Worldwide, I am the Alpha and the Omega. I began as champion, and I will end this company as champion.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. He says the status quo is going to stay the same. Nothing's going to change. Evolution will remain on top. Orton and Flair are going to beat the Deadly Riders. I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar because I am the game, and he's going to bow down for the King of Kings. Basically, it's a long and short of it.
Yeah, I'm with it. That's beautiful.
Out comes Brock. Triple H swings. Triple H misses. Brock Lesnar drops Triple H with a clothesline and puts him in the Brock lock. He is tearing up the old knee. Out comes
the repaired quad.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Semi-functioning leg of Triple. Has he torn both quads yet?
Just the one.
Just the one.
The second one's coming in a year or so.
A year or so? Okay, yeah. Got it. I was trying to remember. I'm like...
Do you remember the year that Shawn Michaels main evented WrestleMania with John Cena?
Oh, that was the year he tore his quad?
Yeah, he tore it in January because it was supposed to be Cena Hunter 2 at Mania, but because Triple H tore his quad in January at New Year's Revolution...
Let's just sub in Shawn Michaels. It's just as good.
I think almost...
It was 100% better.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, oh man, I forgot about that. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Brock lock. Flair slides in, grabs the sledgehammer, and chop blocks Brock with the sledgehammer.
That's smart.
Obviously Brock's hobbled. Let's go the hole. Gets up. Orton slides in. RKO. Batista comes in with his gimp arm and helps Triple H up and says, "All right, big guy, it's all you."
Yeah.
Triple H delivers the pedigree and then holds the title over Brock's unconscious unconscious body.
The lifeless corpse, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
Evolution stands tall to close out the show.
That's so smart. I have a very important question I need you to answer.
Okay.
At what point, well, before we get there, this all started because our mutual friend Ahmed, he was telling me a story about, I swear he said South Korea, but it could be some other place.
Yeah, about to say another Asian country.
Where they use umbrellas to shield themselves from the sun.
Oh, okay, I heard of that.
And within this, we were talking about, well, I made the analysis. I said, this sounds like they're like anti-bodybuilders, or like the polar opposite of these bronzer folks, right?
So the body destroyers.
There you go. And so I asked this question, and just think about it.
Okay.
Because this show is emanating from San Jose, California, the HP Pavilion, and we open with Venice Beach, California's own Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
So he comes out and he brothers it up. And he says, tonight in the main event, brother, I, Hulk Hogan, brother, I'm challenging that Rodney Mack for the TV title.
So I don't think Oompa Loompa would qualify as a white boy. However, I am all for Rodney Mack kicking the Oompa Loompa's ass.
So you're just certain, off the top of your head, without even putting too much thought into it, that Rodney Mack is continuing to build his Hall of Fame resume here tonight in the main event.
You know, I'm really hoping, Oz. I'm really hoping.
Let me just fast forward to this main event.
I like it.
So I'm skipping some things, and by that I mean all the things. And in the main event,
we'll get back to it.
Yes, we will get back to it. In the main event segment, here tonight on SmackDown, Hulk Hogan challenges the television champion Rodney Mack and loses.
Yes! Woo. Sorry, that was real lethargic for me. I really needed that.
Oh, you're good. So, rewinding back to the first match of the show, Yasuhiro Tajiri takes on San Diego, California's own Rey Mysterio for the right to earn himself a
cruiserweight title match
down the line. And after the
so if he were to, let's say, hypothetically beat Ray or go the distance,
correct,
he would have a title shot down the line.
Absolutely, much like how Matt Hardy did earn himself match by beating Ray last episode of SmackDown.
Amazing. So what happens, Us?
So during this match, we get the little picture-in-picture pop-in from Matt Hardy, version 1, and his Magnitude followers, his little MFers as he calls them. And
still great.
Yes. So Matt says how that he always believed in himself. He knew that he could get to the 225-pound weight limit to compete for the Cruiserweight title, and how this Sunday at WrestleMania, Matt Hardy will win the Cruiserweight title from Rey Mysterio.
That's a Matt fact right there.
That is a Matt fact. You are correct. And when the lower third picture goes away, Rey Mysterio pins and wins the match, not having to worry about defending the title against Tajiri.
For now.
After this, we see a continuation of the promotion of Nathan Jones. No clarity on when he will arrive, just that he is still on his way.
Coming soon.
Yes. After that, we get a tag team encounter where the APA from the NPAA come to the ring with Teddy Long. Yes, a lot of initials. They are...
What are they throwing down with us?
Well, they're in the ring, and coming down are two motorcycles that circle the ring and park at the announced position. They, Palumbo and Undertaker, the two men riding the motorcycles, they get in and they throw soup bones like Jim Ross might say, or it's a slobber knocker, yeah, all that.
Slobber knocker, pick your favorite.
Yes, all that good stuff.
Ism.
While the match is going down, Ric Flair, Dave Bautista, and Randy Orton make their way out. Undertaker, who is still out for revenge on Batista for eliminating him from the Royal Rumble, and all the animosity boils over. So Undertaker's distracted, eats a clothesline from hell, but on the back of his head. At this point, Chuck goes after Bradshaw, but Farouk stops or grabs him by the head of hair. Forearm shiver, Dominator, 1, 2, 3. Farouk wins.
That's a former world champion, damn it.
Oh,
yeah, he does.
Love that guy. Love that Ron Simmons.
Legend. Absolute legend.
And so, while Evolution didn't do anything specifically, Stephanie is still...
What you mean? They're standing on the top of the ring.
She's still frustrated with him. So she comes out and she says, "Please go back there with my husband and get out of here." Like, she doesn't say it on the mic, but she just...
I'm about to say, you can hear the camera's close enough.
The camera catches it, right? And so while she's out there, she says, "Last week we had nothing but chaos from the Regal counter threat toward the Intercontinental Champion, Jamie Noble. Mm-hmm. And because of that said chaos, Queen Terry and King William are barred from ringside for this gauntlet match that Jamie Noble and his ridiculousness has requested. And secondarily, also, all Queen Terry, Rook Nowinski, Night Test, and Bishop Storm are barred from ringside this Sunday at WrestleMania when King William challenges Jamie Noble for the Intercontinental Championship."
Love it.
So, after these announcements, we have the gauntlet match that I was speaking of. Jamie first wrestles the young, the impetuous, the lanky...
Full of piss and vinegar.
Rook Nowinski. And so, in said match, both of these guys, they're giving it their all, but the thing is that Nowinski, he comes up short when going for some forearm shivers, and at one point, Noble ducks, grabs that forearm, forces Nowinski down to the mat, slaps on a crossface.
Oh, crossface. No one uses that in this company.
That is correct.
Why?
I had no idea. It's almost like the guy who used to use it just never came back.
Never came back.
That neck injury, man, it was a bad one.
Man, hate to see it.
So when Nowinski taps out from the crossface, before Noble can even let go of the hold, Night Test hits Jamie in the head with a big boot. And unlike Nowinski, Test is unrelenting. Yeah. He's
old. He's a grizzled young veteran.
Grizzled young, that's correct. But his one shortcoming is his desire to hit that kill shot of his, that big boot.
That big old boot.
And so he lets up just long enough for Jamie to grab one rope, grab another rope, and stand to his feet. Test goes for that big boot, and Jamie collapses, and Test gets crotched on that top rope. And at this moment, Jamie Noble uses every bit of his effort to get up to the top rope and hitting a one-man Steiner Bulldog, like that Doomsday Device Bulldog that the Steiners used to hit.
That disgusting move.
That was like, who's going to get a broken neck tonight, guys?
I was about to say, the move you knew within the match.
Exactly, and probably some careers.
Yeah, definitely for careers.
And so Jamie uses all his strength to roll Test over after planting his face in the mat.
Half, the classics.
1, 2, 3. And you remember what Test did after Nowinski tapped out?
Yeah, he kicked him in the head.
Well, what do you think Lance Storm does when it comes to Jamie Noble pinning Test?
Well, I feel like Storm's more of a gentleman villain. I feel like
that's a correct analysis. Mm. And with that, Lance Storm, he doesn't attack Jamie Noble. He's very cold and calculating with his measured attack. Think of it like this. Do you remember? How far back did you watch ECW?
Pretty far back.
So, there was this period of time when Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko were wrestling for the television title.
Yep, remember that.
And the fans are chanting, "Please don't go. Yeah, please don't go." So, imagine, if you will, Lance Storm playing the role of Dean Malenko and Jamie Noble playing the role of Eddie Guerrero in ECW. And
I can feel that. And I got that energy.
We're just getting a big time technical classic. And while Lance is the gentleman villain, he is still a villain.
Of course.
He's still associated with a big time villain, that being King William.
All-time great villain.
All-time great. But the thing is, Jamie Noble is the Intercontinental Champion
of the world.
Jamie is, well, he's the defending champion going into WrestleMania. And so, Jamie Noble, let's just go all the way.
Let's do it.
Jamie Noble hits a diving headbutt one
Wow.
time only. One time
Okay.
only.
I'll accept it.
And beats Lance Storm to prove that he's man enough to go into WrestleMania as Intercontinental Champion and walk out of WrestleMania as Intercontinental Champion.
Jeez.
There's one last segment, not counting the main event that we already talked about, and that is the semi-main event segment where the man who cost The Rock the match with the Hurricane last week,
Yep.
He has a face-to-face, a man-to-man, an eye-to-eye. Actually, screw it. They get the main event slot. Hogan and Roddy Mack get the semi-main.
Works for me.
We're building to WrestleMania Sunday.
Let's get the big match.
Hogan goes semi-main. Rock Austin goes main. So in this main event, this closeout segment, this final
the go-home
spot,
segment before Mania,
The Rock says twice before, you beat me at WrestleMania. If I cannot beat you at WrestleMania, I will leave the world of professional wrestling forever. But when I beat you at WrestleMania, you're done. No more King of Attitude. No more Stone Cold. You're out of here. You're done. You're retired.
no more in-ring action for you.
So Steve Austin grabs the mic. These are the first words he stated on camera, on mic, since he's been back. And he says, "Oh, hell yeah." And so, much like the old My Way hype package, we end with just eye-to-eye, nose-to-nose, Rock and Austin, WrestleMania 19 is Sunday.
Can't beat the classics.
It's the one we've been building toward this whole time. It's the thing that everything is always made for. That is WrestleMania.
The big dance, the show, the granddaddy of them all. And of course, it has to open
with Mr. WrestleMania. Oh my goodness. So I'll be honest with you. I waffled back and forth between the true original show opener, which was Rey Mysterio and Matt Hardy for the Cruiserweight title, or this match. Because to me, if you're not going to close the show, you want to open the show. And if you're going to open a show, you're going to want to open a show with Mr. WrestleMania and the King of the World, the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, the Demo God. Oh my goodness, every nickname.
Le Champion.
Le Champion, exactly.
The Ocho.
The Wizard.
The Wizard.
Oh my goodness. I love Chris Jericho.
The man of 1,004 holds.
You just made the list.
Basically, what we're saying is these two are legends and deserve to open WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you here, Oz. I don't have any notes.
There's nothing to say.
Yeah.
Just watch the match.
Just watch the match.
The match it's perfect.
Yeah.
It literally is the perfect WrestleMania match.
I just say I have no changes. The match goes to the same beats, same story motions. And at the end, Shawn goes for the handshake, gets the handshake, Jericho kicks him the balls.
Perfect.
I literally don't change it.
There's no reason to.
I was about to say.
So, I have to change the SmackDown because there are no tag team titles on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So the first match for the SmackDown brand at Alpha Entertainment Worldwide WrestleMania is the Iron
This
Addicts.
is our first Alpha Entertainment Worldwide Mania.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Last year's WrestleMania was WCW versus WWF.
And this year, Alpha Entertainment Worldwide.
Love it.
Doing it big.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the match.
It is the Iron Addicts. They are challenging the best first generation. It is a match unlike Shawn and Jericho that stayed in the ring primarily was a solid wrestling match.
Of course.
This is big boys throwing heavy hands.
Meat.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Meats.
It's a meat match. And this meat match happens around ringside, up the ramp. It's happening in the ring.
Oh yeah. I forgot there's a ring there. Yeah.
but it's because it's Team Extreme Tornado rules. They can be going about the arena doing
all around the world
chaotic stuff.
Love it.
And there's been a weak link throughout the thread of the story en route to WrestleMania. Do you remember who that is? On the team of the champion side.
The champions team, that'd be that old man with no quads, Kevin Nash.
So, Kevin, who has been the weak link, is unrelenting when it comes to his assault
has something to prove
on Mark Jindrak.
Makes sense.
Because Mark is the guy who's had his number a few times over, actually.
Been running up.
And while Kevin is trying to prove his value to the team, Mark decides to tie him up in a half Boston Crab out on the ramp.
Dang.
But while Kevin is debating, can he last? Can he make it? Vascular Vow, he is going for a big splash, but there's nobody in the pool. He misses, and while he's trying to get up from said move, eats a scissors kick, an axe kick. 1, 2, 3. Booker T retains the titles for the champions.
Booker T holds it down for the team, baby.
But while the referee comes for the 3 at the ring, that's when Kevin is tapping at the ramp. So
Kevin.
So while the champions do retain, Kevin is still proving to be the lesser of the 3. And so with that, the best first generation do retain their championships. And the next match on the show, while not for a title, is for something
just as important.
I will say.
Just kidding.
Well, when it comes to ladies and appearance, it is valuable.
Yes, absolutely. And we're talking, if you haven't caught on already, we're talking about the Molly versus Victoria hair versus hair match. So yes, like my esteemed colleague was saying, especially when it comes to appearance, especially in this time frame in real life, it was a huge deal if a woman had to shave her head.
Absolutely.
Actually, it was a huge deal when Punk did it in 2009.
Yes.
For Serena Deeb.
Right.
And obviously this has a really cool story of Molly just really, really, really wanted to be on Mania.
Oh, I love that.
And said, hey, listen, I'll do whatever. You can shave my head if you want.
And the old man said, I think I will.
Was that head shave? I'm in.
I'm in. Say no more.
And you know what? They had a great match on WrestleMania, so shame on Vince for not having them on anyway. So, this has a lot of very similar beats. Obviously, this match happens a year in the future.
And the other thing is, in real life, they had opposite personalities.
Yes.
Molly was the heel in real life, and in our world, she's babyface. And Victoria was
valiant as can be, too.
Yes. And so that's why this can't be the exact WrestleMania 20 match.
Yes. Hence why I was like, similar beats.
Absolutely.
Not the same.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm totally with you.
So these two, though, have a great match because that's what
we do.
Like I say, that's what we expect here.
Yes.
Basically, the match breaks down though when the Black Widow Alliance, Jackie and Ivory, come out. Molly, of course, says, "I don't have time to beat both of you up individually, so I will just hit one Molly go around to the outside of the ring on both of them."
That works.
Crowd goes wild because
it's a big move.
I was about to say big high spot. Of course, Molly slides back in. Victoria hits the Widow's Peak. 1, 2, kick out. Crowd loses it. I'm like, oh my God, Molly's gonna do it. Molly's gonna do it. Molly hits the quick snatch roll up. 1, 2, kick out from Victoria. Victoria shuts everything down with a massive clothesline. Very JBL-esque in the clothesline from Hell variety.
Right.
Pretty much takes Molly's head off. Ironically, she's going to take her head off soon.
Right.
Because she hits the Widow's Peak and gets the 1, 2, 3. very sad moment, but yes, Molly does lose. And the other members of the Black Widow Alliance drag her out. Obviously, they have the barber chair gimmick.
Yep.
They hold her down and they cut her hair, shave her.
Yeah, on the upside is I can actually show that part.
Yeah, I'm about to say nice and easy.
Yes, that is beneficial.
But yes, and that is that.
So, my next match was not announced for WrestleMania. But what it is prompted by events that occurred on the pre-show. So there was backstage.
Oh, I just throw it in there. Dreamer retained the hardcore title against Rico in the pre-show.
Perfect.
Actually, write it down.
Awesome. So on the pre-show, much like how in real life the FBI beat down Nathan Jones to take him out of the tag match with Big Show, A-Train, and Taker.
For sure.
On our pre-show, the MPAA of Rodney Mack, Farouk, and Bradshaw, along with Teddy Long, they're harassing the Hurricane. And at this, when they're harassing, when they're pushing him around and being bullies.
Yeah, I'm about to say being those high school bullies back in the 80s.
Eddie Guerrero stands up for, not so much for Hurricane, but for the fact that the MPAA were a part of the crew that cost him his Intercontinental title match. And so Stephanie says, tonight, MPAA, Eddie, Hurricane, and Chavo, 6-man action.
Hey,
this is an actual, legitimate 6-man tag match, though. Not
not a tornado.
Not a tornado. Not title. Not the title rules.
These are traditional rules, ladies.
Correct. And it's the only traditional tag team match on the show. Because, and that's the reason I book it this way, right? Because mine...
No, it's not.
What?
Orton, Flair, Deadly Riders.
Oh, okay. What I meant was...
Yeah, I get it.
So my trios match isn't traditional for the titles. Your
tag title match
is not traditional.
Most definitely not traditional.
Yes. So it's an additional, that's what I mean, tag match.
I gotcha.
So, the reason this match is happening is I wanted to get the TV title seen, but not defended.
Yeah, because it's not on TV.
Farouk, who got a big win over Chuck Palumbo, wanted to come on the show. Mm-hmm. And, Bradshaw's here too.
Yeah,
but most importantly, what this is, in match, it is Eddie Guerrero concrete solidifying with Chavo the emergence of Eddie's dream of Tres Hombres Dominio when Eddie hits... It took me a few months.
There you go.
When Eddie hits the Three Amigos on Rodney Mack, when he tags in Chavo, and Chavo gets the 1, 2, 3 on Rodney and wins the match for the good guy side.
Love to see it. Good for Hurricane getting a Mania win, by the way.
Yeah.
Happy for the guy.
I just felt like with him getting that win over Rock, he had to get on show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's basically why I was like, okay, gotta make this happen somehow.
Hey, no argument from me. All right. And now here comes the match that Oz so lovingly dubbed Tag Chaos.
Yeah, Tag Chaos.
And you know what? I can't even argue.
As a matter of fact, Ring of Honor may have actually given it the best name, which is Ladder Wars.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, Ladder Wars is a good name.
That's probably the most accurate representation of what this match is about to be. So, let's run through our participants, ladies and gentlemen.
Champions.
The Samoan SWAT team.
Yes, sir.
Wrestling's greatest tag team of Austin Benjamin.
Yes, sir.
The Dudley Boys. Duh.
I mean, my goodness.
The arguably actual wrestling's greatest tag team.
So if it's not them, if it's not the Dudley Boys, I can think of a very select few teams that are arguably the best. Dudleys.
Road Warriors.
Road Warriors. I think Harlem Heat have an argument to be made.
Argument, for sure.
As much as I love the Steiner brothers, I feel like Scott has overshadowed the team so much that they almost fell off. So the only other two that I'm going to say are modern teams, but they've earned it. Usos and New Day.
I'll always champion the New Day. New Day are my favorite.
Oh my goodness.
Stable.
Dude.
Easily.
Austin Watson.
Oh, yeah. Dude's amazing.
Needs to be pushed.
Yeah, he needed to be pushed the entire time he's existed. But yes,
I agree. Yeah,
100%.
I agree.
Like I mean,
So
and to be fair to him, he's king of the ring, which is awesome. That's great.
I'm not
I
mad.
know he's always wanted
I'm not mad at his accomplishments. I'm mad at his lack of additional accomplishments.
Yes.
So if
the fact he has no singles championships in his entire WWE career
if I
is
could
ridiculous.
pick one man in the whole company to make my top guy of my upstart promotion, it's him. If I could
Easily.
pick one bad guy to make my top bad guy, do you know who it'd be?
Who?
Kevin Kessler.
Remind me who that is.
Karrion Kross.
Is that his actual name?
Yeah, his real name is Kevin Kessler.
Never knew that.
But the reason being is I just think that they are both so underutilized.
Very valid. Very valid.
And the funny thing, though, is I think that there's an argument to be made that even though I would push Kevin Kessler as my top bad guy, I think that he'd be top babyface within 3 years.
Definitely possible.
And do you know why? Chris Van Vliet.
You just have a great interview with him?
Couple of them, actually.
Yeah, wouldn't
couple of them.
He's just a great interviewer.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm telling you, he brings such positivity to pro wrestling.
Yeah, it's so nice. Such a great guy. But yeah, no. Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, Austin Watson, whatever you want to name them.
I'm all about real world
if you haven't noticed, Oz is a big fan of people's actual names.
Yes. Yeah, Colby Lopez, Austin Watson, Kevin Kessler.
Massive fan. But
Wyndham Rotunda. The list goes on.
As we continue.
Yes.
But yeah, no, like Woods by far could be a top guy.
I think so, yeah.
If pushed that way.
Do you know what Kofi Kingston's real name is?
Isn't it actually Kofi?
I don't know. That's why I asked you. I don't know.
Yeah. His actual name is Kofi. I can't pronounce his last name.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't think it's Kingston, I can tell you that.
No, it's most definitely not Kingston. That is
Gotcha.
That is stage.
Okay, cool.
Big E's is Ettore Ewing.
I thought it was Ewing. Like
Ewing.
I mean I could be wrong, but it looks like Ewing. Like
Listen, Ettore is the hard part, alright?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But Patrick Ewing, right?
He was
New York player?
Yeah, Patrick Ewing, basketball player.
Nets?
Knicks.
Knicks, that's right, that one.
Yeah.
Too many New York teams.
It was funny because none of them are actually in New York.
Really?
Jersey and okay, no, never mind. Sorry, the Nets are in Brooklyn.
Okay.
The Knicks, I'm pretty sure, in Jersey.
I don't know. I don't really.
Can't remember.
Sports. My point was,
don't really care.
It looked like Ewing.
So, yeah.
And so whether it's
probably
Ewing or not, I just always thought of Patrick Ewing.
Probably right.
He was in Space Jam, right?
Yeah, he was actually. Yeah.
Love that movie.
To be fair, a lot of people were in Space Jam, so I had to actually know it down in my head. Bill Murray did great work in there, actually. He's like, all right, I'm done for the night, guys. Did we review that movie on this show?
Huh? Not yet.
That'll be the pipeline at some point. We'll keep that in there.
Yeah. Space Jam's fun.
Good movie. Okay. Sorry. Samoan SWAT team, your tag team champions. Wrestling's greatest tag team. Yes. Dudley Boys, Sean O'Hare and Kane, and Billy and Goldust.
Beautiful.
5-way tag title ladder match. Jesus Christ, I'm insane. So
10 men.
Is a lot.
Yes.
So I did have a great way to start this though. So we have
on top of the cell.
No, we stack another cage on top of the cell, and then stack another cage on top. No, I'm joking. So
I'm ready to rumble.
God. Man, we have fun here.
I know, right?
So
there's still another show after the show.
Jesus, yeah, I forgot. All right, let me get to this match. So we have each team, each of the challengers, and each of the four corners. Samoan SWAT team standing dead center, middle of the ring. Everyone's staring them down. They watch as the titles rise into the rafters. I don't know if this building has a roof or not, but we'll say rafters.
Yeah, whatever the thing is that holds it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a baseball stadium, so they're gonna have to create the trust thing to hold it. Yeah.
Got it. Well, cool. And it pretty much just breaks down to all four teams charge the champions, and the champions are dropping everyone left and right.
Well, that's the beauty of Toa Reigns, Rosie, and Umaga fought too. Umaga.
Yeah.
Is that they just have that
got that big body energy.
Exactly. And I think Yes, Kane is humongous, and Goldust and
large body,
and
yeah.
Billy, they're
But they're tall. They're not huge.
correct. But
Well, they're huge, but
yeah, I get your point. But my point was that even though there are people that can rival these folks in their size, I mean, even Dudleys aren't small fellas. My point is that they just feel like
big dudes.
they feel like they've got what it takes to stand tall. And here's the other thing. I know this is off topic. It makes me so mad that it took you and me to do this when these talents were in the company, the real life company. Do you know what Rosie and Jamal were doing at WrestleMania 19?
Nothing.
Correct. Do you know what Sean O'Haire was doing at WrestleMania 19?
Probably nothing.
That is correct. And like the problem is the list goes on. Do you know what Haas and Benjamin were doing? They were just a company.
I'm about to say, were they just showing up?
Yeah, they just showed up with Kurt. It's so many.
You know what's real crazy? I don't even see Cena and Van Damme on the show. Like, which is wild. Like,
yeah,
that's how much talent.
That's how much talent, exactly. And
trust me, I tried. I really tried to figure something out, but I'm like, there's already 12 matches on the show.
Yeah, I know. And so I was just saying how that it's crazy how it takes.
Yeah, it takes me and you to see talent in people that clearly have talent.
I know.
Yeah, wild world we live in.
Whew.
But so they clear the ring. They are standing all by their lonesome. The other teams are just looking at each other like, Jesus Christ, I see why these guys are the tag champions.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, okay, well, there's no rules in this, right? So everyone grabs ladders, and then they just bull ram. So I just picked a guy from each team, 4 ladders, bang, right in the middle, drops those 2. We're off to the races.
That's beautiful. That's a great open.
Thank you.
Here's the important thing, though. It's all about how you leave them. So what is the finish of this match?
Yeah. So a lot of stuff breaks down. Benjamin does that. You remember that ladder run thing he did at
Money in the Bank? Yep.
So he does that. Takes out.
Please stand by. I love that spot now, by the way. The please stand by spot.
Yeah. Yep. Please hold your horses. We'll be right back. So Benjamin takes out the Dudley boys with that dive. Benjamin and Dudley's are out. We have Devon being taken down by a Devil's Cruelty through a table.
Okay.
Set up at some point.
Yeah.
Sean starts climbing the cage. Kane is holding off the Samoan SWAT team. And in comes Goldust climbing up the other side of the ring. They're eyeing each other down. They're doing what you always do at the top of the ladder.
Of course, yes. You know, we have seen ladder matches.
Yep, 1,000 times.
So it's funny, I can think of multiple, especially intercontinental ladder matches that had Stardust in them, but I'm trying to think of an intercontinental ladder match, or any title match for that matter, ladder match that had Goldust in it. I have to Google the internet for it.
Has he never been in an intercontinental ladder match?
I'm struggling, but like
especially
I said,
with how synonymous he was with that belt.
I know.
Huh. Because that's usually the belt they go through is like, man, we need a ladder match. What's the IC title doing? Nothing?
Put everybody in that one.
Put everyone in that.
But I like that you did it with this one.
Yeah. I'm about to say. I figured it was easier. So O'Haire eventually drops Goldust. He's reaching for the title. And then Billy, as Goldust is falling, it catches him.
Oh, that's poetic right there.
And then stands him up, and together they lift the ladder. O'Haire falls backwards into Kane and the Samoan SWAT team. And they climb the ladders together. Goldust gets a belt. Billy gets a belt. Billy and Goldust are the tag team champions.
That's babyface right there. That's so babyface.
Crowd loses it. There's a child crying in the front row. Yada yada.
Do you know why this is so important?
What?
So the prior match to this, right? Two matches prior to this. Two matches prior to this. The heels went over with Victoria shaving Molly's head.
The other Raw match.
Yes, and so the reason I'm so glad that you had the babyfaces go over at the conclusion of your tag team championship match is because up next is the Cruiserweight Championship match where Rey Mysterio defends and loses to Matt Hardy. And so,
I love Matt.
And so here's the thing. It's identical to the Open because didn't Matt hold the rope when he won the match in the opening of the contest?
Yep.
We'll do the match exactly the same, except now I think Matt was coming in as champion. I know for a fact.
Yep,
Matt
he
was
was.
coming in as
You were
champion
right.
and he
Yeah.
retained. Here, Matt comes in as challenger and wins.
Yes.
And so that's why I'm glad you had the babyface victories, because I'm doing the dirty heel tactics.
Shame on you.
But again, much like the Jericho Shawn Michaels match,
Yep.
no need to change a thing.
I was about to say the match was great.
The only thing that changes is Matt doesn't
Who
walk
walks
in with
the belt?
yeah. But
Actually, other than that,
that's it.
same.
That's what changes. So
Phenomenal.
beautiful.
Yeah, good stuff. Can't argue with that. Love Matt. Shame Ray lost, but can't win them all, I guess.
By the
Yeah, what's up?
spoiler for next episode.
Spoilers.
Spoiler for next episode or next SmackDown.
You want to hear it? If you don't want to hear it, skip ahead slightly.
The reason Rey Mysterio loses is this loss is what allows him to loosen his morals enough to be comfortable with Chavo and Eddie
cheating
cheating into his life.
Stealing.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's like it's all meant to be.
Fair enough. Ray's never been a heel. His whole
He's not even heel, so he's not
right.
even,
Yeah,
he's,
correct. But he's like,
right.
Okay, I don't like it, but I'm not going to stop it.
Exactly, because that's him stopping the cheating is what led to him losing the match to begin with.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
all right, you know what? Everyone else is cheating now.
It's like
I'm not going to do it, but you do.
Yeah, it's like it's the Batman line from Batman Begins. I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. Exactly.
Yeah, that one. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
You're up next.
Yes, I am. And we have Jazz versus Trish Stratus for the Women's Championship. So, I distinctly remember this match I don't remember if it was this WrestleMania.
It wasn't.
Before.
It was before.
And
it was actually a 3-way.
Oh, that's right. Who else was in it?
Lita. Yeah. She can't be in this one.
Yeah,
obviously. But
she's kind of lacking a neck.
Correct.
But
the year prior, in Real World, they had the 3-way for the title.
Right, and I remember it not being as great as it should have been, despite the names in it.
Absolutely.
And it might have had something to do with it having, probably 3 minutes.
Well, and it happened between Rock Hogan and Triple H Jericho.
Damn, they screwed him in
They put him in the death slot. Yeah, they put him in the death slot. But that's the beautiful thing is, so we don't do that. We try not to do that.
I'm about to say, obviously there's no real life crowd to judge if this is the death spot or not.
Of course. But my thing is, generally speaking, that spot where you put a cool down match, which often WWE would make the ladies match.
Yeah. Which now AEW is doing.
Is between a hot match and main event match, and then they put cool down spot in between.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I actually, just spoiler for the end of the show, my goal is to make that cool down match a must-see match.
Makes sense. So, we have Jazz versus Trish, women's title match, WrestleMania. I want to give them at least like 15, 20 minutes here to just do their thing.
Yeah, 8-hour show.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 12 matches. Yeah, probably would equate to 8 hours in real life, in all honesty. But
I get your point, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, I don't have to actually sit through it, so.
Yes.
But a lot of action here. Basically, we're just gonna go ahead and skip to the finish. So Jazz has Trish up, hits her with a buckle bomb, which I think is the first buckle bomb in the history of this company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Is going for the triple power bomb. As she's in there, Trish rakes the eyes, gets a good old eye rake.
Love it, yeah.
Love the classics. Slips down, hits her with the chick kick. Knows for a fact that's not going to beat Jazz. Lets her stand back up, hits her with another chick kick, and then nails her with the Stratisfaction to get the 1, 2, 3 and retain the women's championship.
That surprises me, but also pleases me.
Hey.
Because I like to be surprised.
Hey, listen, you gotta love the pleasant surprises.
And so I have a quick question for you.
What up?
Do you know the health status of your Dave Bautista?
Yeah, he still can't move his arm.
Okay, can't move the arm. Dang.
If you want him to walk out there, that's about all he can do.
So he definitely will be present. I was just hoping he could do something physical, but if he can't do anything physical.
So
Well,
at this point in time, Batista was rehabbing.
Here's my question.
In real life.
It is an arm injury, correct?
Correct.
So he's able to run.
Yes.
He's able to, I want to say he's able to front roll.
It's a pec injury, so theoretically, yes.
Yeah, well, in my imagination.
No, it's a pec or bite. It doesn't matter.
In my imagination, he's going to front roll.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So,
be an athlete. All right.
While this is the only
SmackDown versus Raw match,
interpromotional match, exactly, I'm just going to take the reins here if you don't mind.
It was your idea, so
thank you. And anyway. The fact is, SmackDown will win the match because The Undertaker works for SmackDown and The Undertaker doesn't lose. Yeah, streak, exactly. So that's the reason I was taking the lead on this match.
This match is all Oz's idea, so I'll let him do his brainchild.
So, the reason I ask what Batista is capable of is because on the actual WrestleMania 19, the old orange man, as Josiah has dubbed him,
the Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompa, yes, Hulk Hogan wrestled Vince McMahon. We don't do that.
Because we don't need to.
Well, there's no sense in it, yes. Yeah. But what I do is, do you remember when Eazy-E welcomed the Deadly Riders to Monday Night Raw?
Yeah.
Who is best buds with Eric Bischoff?
A lot of people. You're really going to have to
Hulk Hogan.
Hogan.
And so Hogan, who also is a motorcycle enthusiast.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. Yes. So during this match, where Chuck Palumbo and The Undertaker are beating on Ric Flair and Randy Orton, Dave Batista stands up. He walks up the steps. He doesn't like pull himself up, but he walks up the steps.
I have an idea what you're doing there. All right.
So, and Hulk Hogan rides his motorcycle out or down the ramp, right? And Dave, who's wagging his finger in Hogan's face, he's Hogan vrooms, right?
Don't do it.
Yeah. And so then Dave rolls out of the way when Hogan rides around ring. Then as he circles back around the ring, he then chases Batista out.
Fair enough.
Undertaker hits, Undertaker and Chuck hit Stereo last rides. Palumbo on Orton and Undertaker on Flair. Because the reason I'm having Undertaker pin Ric Flair is because, do you know why?
Did he pin him in real life?
At WrestleMania 18 in real life, Ric Flair is how The Undertaker got his 10th WrestleMania victory. But in our world, The Undertaker defeated Steve Austin at WrestleMania 18, so I'm giving The Undertaker his victory over Ric Flair a year later.
Fair enough.
And so that is how the first ever interpromotional match from Raw and SmackDown goes at WrestleMania 19.
Fair enough. What's next, Oz?
Well, this is a copy and paste match from The Real Show. We will copy the match between The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin and just paste it right here. Not a thing changes.
This is where you pause the video, go to your whatever. I'm about to say it's on
Peacock.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Peacock, YouTube. Find it.
DVD. I got those.
Yeah, I got the DVD too, actually. Watch the match. Come back here. Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, glad you enjoyed because it's good stuff.
And it,
but the thing is, that's the beauty of keeping pieces of history in places. I don't have to describe it to you. You can just enjoy it yourself. And now it is time for your United States Championship match.
Yes, sir. We have Perk Angle at his prime, baby. Peak Perk, if you will, coming out with Stacy Keibler. Wrestling greatest tag team, obviously not coming out because God, that match. And in out comes your boy Christian, United States champion. Christian, the babiest of baby faces. Crowd is loving the energy.
Safeco Field is going bananas.
Crazy for Christian. And these two just have the, casual Mad Classic,
I would wager, and I could be wrong, but I would wager that these guys have had at least 2 or 3 classics in TNA wrestling.
Without a doubt.
Because they were among the best in that company for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, because Christian, while he was there, was the top champion for a while.
Do you know how many pins and submissions that he took while he was there?
Probably like 2.
I think about 1 each.
Damn, really?
Yeah. So he was one of the most protected people, and it's
As he
smart.
should be.
Don't get me
I'm
wrong.
about to say, that's how you
I
book.
think Jeff Jarrett made a wise decision while doing that.
I agree. Especially because I was shocked that it was somebody that wasn't Jeff Jarrett that had that record.
Yes.
But yeah, so a lot of this match, Christian's actually somehow out wrestling Kurt.
Oh, beautiful.
And he's doing it by simply getting in his head.
Mm-hmm.
Every couple seconds, he's rubbing his bald head. Say at one point he spit shines it for him.
Shines it. That's good.
Say Kurt's getting real mad, and it's causing him to make mistakes. Of course, this is when Stacy does her job, brings him down, says, "Okay, I need you to settle down. You need to remember why you're here. You need to remember where you're at."
Yeah, it's so great to have that statistician, that thoughtful character in your corner.
Indeed. And so, back in comes Kurt. Nails a German suplex on Christian, and so it's hard to explain this without it sounding like he kills Christian, but he German suplexes him out of the ring. But like you seen how like Kane like rolls backwards out of the thing, so that's kind of how Christian lands.
Okay.
So like he throws him, he hooks the rope so he doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Then just kind of lands on his feet and bounces and.
Very cool.
But
and what I was gonna say is I can remember Sean and Kurt doing a German off the apron. Now it was super protected. It was as protected as you could protect.
I'm about to say because Sean has no back.
Yeah,
no.
but yeah. So I have full faith that these folks know what they're doing.
If I have any two people on the planet is like I need you to safely German suplex a man out of the ring. Yep. I'm like, okay, Kurt, Christian, do your thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But eventually the match breaks down. So Christian is going for a top rope kill switch. So like Kurt was going for a moonsault. Okay. Obviously crotched him. Christian is turning him. He's got him in position. The crowd's losing it, and he jumps and Kurt pushes him.
Oh.
Christian lands on his back. Obviously rolls into position for the moonsault. Kurt does like a Kevin Owens style, like just jumps, turns around, and then hits the moonsault. Because he's a freak athlete.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was just talking earlier today to Ahmed about how that Kurt was always so casual about his athleticism when it comes to guys on the top rope. I'll just casually just jump up there, grab you in German, or belly to belly you out of the.
I was about to say, that spot LA Knight sometimes hits, but he doesn't always hit it perfectly. Yep. Yeah, Kurt just does that
like it's
by
like
accident.
It's natural, yeah.
Like one fluid motion.
Yeah.
But hits the moonsault, snaps on the ankle lock. Ankle lock so far, three applications, 3 wins. Crowd seen him use it all throughout the U.S. title tournament. They know how dangerous it is. Christian knows how dangerous he is. He tries to roll out, kick him off. Kurt just rolls him right back. Tries to do that classic counter up, just rolls through and he flies in the turnbuckle. Kurt doesn't go for it.
Right.
He's got it right back in. Christian so close to the ropes. Kurt pulls him back, slaps on the grapevine. Christian is dying. Fades. He's out. Referee does the 3-arm drops. He's out of there. Kurt Angle wins the U.S. title.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful booking right there. So,
I believe we have an IC title match.
We do. So, what I was going to say is, with the changing of the United States Championship, you have to think: is Jamie Noble
gonna retain? Can he do it?
Yeah. Is he going to fall to the former Intercontinental Champion
after that insane gauntlet match he did on
King William? Exactly. Well, and the other thing is, if you remember right, when King William, back when he was just William Regal,
back in the day,
when he won the title from Edge, it was quite the encounter. But the funny thing is, Edge and Jamie Noble are not the same wrestler. They're not the same stature. But what Jamie Noble has is an unrelenting determination to prove himself, not just to his opponents, but to the crowd.
Yeah.
And so this semi-main event, it to me exists in this spot to show the world that Jamie Noble is and can be the future of this company.
I love it.
And that's why within this contest, I give him as many of the radical type spots as you can do.
I like it.
He's got the maple leaf of Malenko. He's got the rings of Saturn of Perry Saturn.
I love it.
Like he's
really applying that submission expertise.
Yes, and the thing is, like, the reason I think the Radicals are such a good shout for Jamie the character is because they were what they called Sami Zayn in NXT, the underdog from the underground. And that is the way.
Phenomenal nickname, by the way.
Absolutely, but it's the way that I envision the Radicals. They were underdogs from previously Japan, then ECW, then WCW, and now they're underdogs within WWE. That is how I envision Jamie Noble's character, is an underdog that will fight with all he has to overcome all odds.
I love it.
And if you don't mind, I would like to pull the ace from your sleeve and use it here tonight. Thank you.
By all means.
So, I've had an opportunity to rewatch the early days of Alpha Entertainment Worldwide, and I don't know if you remember this or not, but at Backlash of 2002, Josiah did something twice, and I'm going to do it here in the semi-main event when King William, when he pulls out the power of the punch, when he pulls out the brass knucks, when he hits Jamie Noble with the power of the punch, and the referee doesn't see.
Of course.
Regal slides the knucks out of the ring, pins Jamie, and Jamie kicks out at 1. And exactly, the crowd goes crazy. It's like, what in the... This guy literally used a foreign object, hit you in the head, but you're so headstrong. And as a matter of fact, I might even give him that nickname, Headstrong Jamie Noble.
I'm with it.
Because after this point, I'm going to stick with that. From this point on, Headstrong Jamie Noble. So after he kicks out Regal, he's livid. He grabs the referee. He grabs Nick Patrick by that blue shirt, and he's like, how did this happen? And so at this point, Jamie grabs the back of Nick Patrick's shirt. He pulls him away from Regal, who loses his grip. Jamie headbutts Regal.
Oh my God.
So again, headstrong. And as Regal is woozy, as he's struggling, that's when Jamie kicks Regal in the gut. He's bent over. Jamie, he runs from one rope. He bounces off the other. He takes out his leg.
Yeah.
Regal is now down.
He kicks his leg out of his leg.
Yeah, exactly. So basically it's chop block, right? So his son's mission, he's holding his leg. Jamie, he plays to the crowd. He looks at him. He stomps on his arm. He grabs it, puts it between his legs, wrenches back on his face, puts him in the cross face. Actually, no, we're not cross facing it up. It'll be the third time's a charm. Jamie Noble, he took out the gut, he took out the leg, took out the arm. This point, William Regal's down. Jamie Noble grabs William Regal's throat and puts on the bulldog choke. That's the third time he wants this move. Puts on the bulldog choke, and William Regal taps out. Quick, no struggle, none. He gives up. He's like, I don't want to knock out. He's like, I don't want to lose no brain cells. He's like, this guy's crazy. I don't know. Like,
he's insane. There's nothing I can do to stop him.
And so it's in this moment, it's in this finish, is when Taz says, Jamie Noble is so headstrong. You see that he took that power of the punch. He took them brass knucks. He's like, Joey Numbers, he ran the numbers. I can't believe it. Everybody thought King William was winning. And so,
I love that you put on a New York accent.
I love great. Taz. Taz is so great.
Legend, man.
But yeah, so like I said, in this
so
semi-main event, Jamie Noble retains the Intercontinental Championship that he won at the Royal Rumble from Chavo Guerrero, who, mind you, was the man who won the tournament when Eddie Guerrero relinquished the Intercontinental Championship when he did the elective ascension to challenge Triple H at Starrcade. Yeah. Now, speaking of Triple H and the title that Eddie did not beat him for, that undisputed undisputed Alpha Entertainment Worldwide Championship. It is time for the main event of WrestleMania 19.
Whew. I'm not gonna lie, man. We went through a lot to get here.
That's true.
A whole lot. So since this is a joint title, did you have any ideas?
There's only one thing, and you know what it is. There's one thing that has to remain in this match.
All right. Well, since we have to finish. So beforehand, I'm just gonna throw it out there to save some time. Tori and Stephanie come to the ingenious decision. It takes a lot of convincing for Stephanie to agree to this, but she does feel for the sanctity of the main event, Evolution is banned from ringside, and so is Paul Heyman.
Oh, okay, that seems fair.
Because fair is fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Paul comes out, gives Brock his coaching, says, "You got this. You don't need any advice from me." So not really too much coaching.
Yes.
But pats him on the back and says, "Get out there and go win the championship."
Yes.
Crowd goes wild.
So I just got to interrupt real quick and say I'm so glad we never broke them up. It was one of the worst decisions he ever made.
Any goddamn sense. Literally 0 sense, especially because he left him for Big Show.
And then left Big Show a month later for Kurt.
Yeah, which is, I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yes.
Because Kurt doesn't even want to talk for him either. It was like a threefold
bad decision.
Before I go on a tangent.
Yes.
So I do decide to keep the shooting star press spot.
It's the only thing you have to keep. Yeah.
It is kind of iconic.
Well, not only is it iconic, but it is one of the rules of the game, which is you can't unbook injuries. And if you're gonna keep an injury, you might as well keep a spectacular looking one. Like, my goodness.
So the only thing I'm gonna change is because I think Kurt was actually supposed to be hit with the shooting star press and he just missed. So I'm just gonna actually have Triple H move.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he's gonna do the thing. So I didn't realize this until Ric Flair pointed out one day, but he said in an interview, these young guys are idiots, man. They all roll out to dodge dives when they should roll into the buckles.
Yes.
So they don't get hit by like legs or anything.
Of course.
Like, duh, that makes so much sense. So that's what Triple H does. He rolls in.
The cerebral assassin is gonna think his way out of a spot. Of course.
Brock, of course, lands on his head. The crowd goes, ooh.
Yes. And then Brock says, "Where am I?
What's my name?" I can't remember because I think they just went straight to the finish after that.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember. Like,
oh my! Check this out. Check this out. That was supposed to be the finish.
The shooting star.
It was, but Brock didn't make it, right?
Yeah, he didn't.
It came up short, and so that's when Kurt says, "Just hit me with the F5."
Okay.
And on autopilot, nobody's home. The lights aren't, but nobody's home. Brock does it, and that's when they go to the finish. It's because the shooting star was supposed to be the amazing moment, and then Kurt was like, "Oh crap, let's improvise."
That makes it even, man. First of all, props to Kurt Angle for that call on the fly.
Yes, absolutely.
So
like a selfish man would have said, "I guess I win."
Yeah, actually, if it was Triple H in that situation, he probably would have just said, "Just lay down, open." But so obviously Triple H picks him up. He goes for the pedigree. Brock just turns around to an F5 and pins him.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Yes.
But 1, 2, 3. Aside from who he pinned, exact same moment at Mania.
Yeah, and I can show you the glassy-eyed look on his face and everything. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, nice and easy.
But it was such a great match.
It was so spectacular. Honestly, Triple H, I mean, despite his long-ass WrestleMania matches, is known to have good matches.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, I liked Rocky Maivia.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only person on the planet that liked that look with the whatever the tassel thing. I was like, oh, I'm into it. I liked his hair. I thought it was interesting.
It was unique.
It was unique, yeah. And I like unique. But the thing is, Rocky Maivia, to me, was just a good-looking fellow until I watched him wrestle Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and then I said, "Oh, this guy knows how to wrestle."
Yeah,
I was like,
valid.
"All right," and that's the beauty of Triple H, is that he is able to
bring the best out of people.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, yes. See, a lot of people have had excellent matches with him, and as much as I disliked the Goody Two Shoes John Cena era, John Cena and Triple H have had some oh my goodness, like
my God.
yeah, it's like it's unrealistic how good some of their matches have been.
Yeah.
And so
definitely should not have been as good as they were.
yes,
For sure.
and so man, that was a beautiful WrestleMania. I appreciate you so much for all the help, and we
One more
got
show to go.
That's what I was gonna say. We got a Raw to go.
So, Monday Night Raw. The Raw after WrestleMania. God, I'm tired.
Is this is before the era of debuts, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, like, the debut stuff didn't start for a while after this either.
Yeah.
Like, they still did insane stuff, but it was just, like, what they had.
Which is cool. I was just checking, because I know most of my big goings on feel like they happen around the fall of this year for some reason.
For me, it's June.
Okay, cool.
Well, at least I get a few people in June, and then, yeah, that feels right.
Yeah, mine feel like they're like August, September.
September, yeah. A
Kind of.
couple people come in there too. But yeah, we got stuff to do.
I'm lying. What am I talking about?
Just good.
Literally the next SmackDown, there's a big debut.
Oh yeah.
Big Bill.
Yeah. Well, listen, we forgot.
Not that one.
Okay. So speaking of Bill, we have Billy and Goldust,
dude,
opening the show.
I'm so happy for those guys.
Me too, man.
This feels like a more chaotic, but also just as cathartic of a win, like with Booker and Goldust. Where, now, granted, in that one they beat Lance Storm and
Regal.
I feel like maybe Regal. There's somebody like
it was Un-Americans there. I thought
it is in that era. It was either right after the Un-Americans. I think it was right after. So it's probably Regal and Lance, or maybe it was Christian and Lance. I don't know.
Definitely a possibility.
Yeah. All right, but
no, because Christian was teaming with Jericho.
Yeah, so it had to be William.
So it had to be William.
But regardless, my point is, it's that same level of babyface love.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it.
Yes, and then a lot of feel good, a lot of love towards them, as there should be.
Yes.
They went through a lot to just become a team, much
Yes.
less become tag team champions. Obviously, they are hurting.
Of course.
Really hurting.
I really hope they don't get physical.
Oh, they are.
Oh, good. That's very thoughtful of you.
I know, I'm such a great person. And speaking of great people, here comes the devil's advocate and the demon.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, of course. Yes.
O'Hare comes out and tells them, wow, you know, first of all, congrats to you guys. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, everybody. Yes, good for them winning those tag team titles. But doesn't it feel like a hollow victory for you guys? Doesn't it feel like you didn't deserve to be champions? Because, I mean, let's be honest here. You guys have been a team for, what, 2 weeks?
Maybe, yeah.
You guys haven't even beaten any of the other teams that were in that match in 2-on-2 action.
And the funny thing is, they didn't actually straight up earn their way in. Like, they kind of pseudo did it, but, like, not full on.
And that's exactly what Shawn Myers said.
It's so smart, though. It's so smart. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm being honest with you guys, it kind of feels like you're paper champions. But, and then Shawn, of course, looks at the camera and goes, hey, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
Yeah, which is ironic because I did already know that.
Billy and Goldust look at each other and say, you know what? We were going to do this anyway, but we're fighting champions. We're the toughest guys in the room. We earned these titles in one of the craziest ladder matches in WrestleMania history.
At this point? Yeah, it's
think that's valid.
Yeah.
I think that's in the
I think
top.
there are only 2.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Maybe 3 at this point.
Yeah, 3. No, there's 4. Well, TLC I guess doesn't count. So.
I don't know. I mean, you can. There's a letter in it. You know, you climb the ladder to win. So that's why I said it's all how you.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's all how you measure.
Exactly.
But they say, you know what? If you really, we have no problem proving yourselves. We're gonna go through every team in this division and prove that we're the best tag team. And we're gonna start tonight with you two.
That has to be Dustin, right?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, I was like,
no
knock on Billy, but
yeah, I was about to say,
Billy
says, go for it.
He's got the short spurts.
Be Dustin.
Exactly.
Be a Rhodes.
Yeah, those Rhodes, they know how to cut those
I'm
promos.
about to say, boy, listen, if they don't know how to cut an impassioned babyface promo, I don't know who else does. Shoot, Cody did one on Raw, literally last Monday.
It's what they do.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you showed me on the show, I'm not even going to watch. Like, my God. Sorry, I'm so caught up on the Rhodes family now.
Oh.
Gotta love a lot of them. So we are backstage to bring a damper on things. Molly is backstage having an interview with Mr. Ace reporter Gregory Helms, of course.
Cool.
She says, man, that Hurricane guy. Before Molly comes on, obviously, he's like, man, that Hurricane guy, what a legend, beating The Rock and a big WrestleMania win. Man, I wish I was that guy.
I like that. That's smart.
Then he says, but unfortunately, bring it down a little bit of a somber note. We have everyone's favorite, Molly Holly, coming in. Molly, of course, no shame.
You've actually got that over, I think. Everybody's favorite.
Yep,
I like that.
Nice and easy. But Molly comes, no shame. The exact opposite of how Kurt Angle approached being brawled. She's very upfront about it. She's very proud of her performance.
Absolutely.
And she's proud of the work she did in the bald head as a result of her determination.
I feel like that is accurate to her demeanor, her character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she, even to this day, has kept her hair short.
Mm-hmm.
And she just,
and looks phenomenal.
She doesn't seem as though she's the vain type. And she just seems like she's a person who cares about the important things in life, not the vapid stuff.
I'm about to say exactly, and I couldn't have explained it any better myself. Molly talks about how, listen, she's not going to let this loss define her. She's going to take this loss and keep moving forward, keep growing, and get back to that women's championship that she held before.
So I know this isn't going to be put in a promo, but do you know how good of a human Molly Holly was?
Well, yes, but where do you think about it?
So she was at an autograph signing and met a fan who asked her how she could get into the business. And Molly told her that going to Ohio Valley Wrestling was a great start.
Mm-hmm.
And so this fan, this future star, she goes to Ohio Valley Wrestling and she says, I only have this much of the tuition. And the trainer says, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, I don't have all the money up front. And they're like, you've already been paid for. And she's like, no, this is my first day. So they're like, no, Molly Holly paid for you.
Oh my God.
That's how much she believed in Beth Phoenix.
Oh my God!
And so I was just like, I just thought that was a great story that.
Oh my God, I love Molly more now. Oh my God. Edge loves Molly more now, probably.
Yeah, it's it was just
God.
But yeah, she was just like, oh, I have the money, you don't have the money.
Yeah.
You need the money, I don't need the money. Oh, here, I got you.
She's an effing legend. She's so great. She's so likable. This is why I hate Vince, man, because she was a heel for no reason.
For some reason, she was a heel because of the type of undergarments she wore.
Oh yeah, right.
That was the dumbest heel persona that you can think of.
So stupid.
Because at least with the heel run of the right to censor,
yeah,
okay, it's a gag on the people that are trying to censor your own show. Okay, you're making a statement toward actual people. Exactly. Making fun of somebody's underwear, like, that is so dumb. Oh my goodness.
So stupid. It's such a Vince thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus. For every good booking decision he has like 5 that I'm like, what are you thinking?
Right. Like I said, I knew it didn't help with your promo, but I just thought.
No, it just made me appreciate and love her even more. Yeah. So, I mean, great. Well, and the most Vince energy thing I've ever done, Trish Stratus comes in and makes fun of her for being bold, because, of course, Trish would do that.
Yes. It makes sense for a heel to do nefarious things.
Yes, absolutely. Obviously, she just verbally abuses her, so Molly slaps her and walks off.
That's good.
Because, go on, Molly.
Absolutely.
Jeez. God, I love Molly Holly. Okay. Next up, we have Scotty 2 Hotty defeating Rico 1-on-1. After the match, he says that he's going to once again set his sights on championship gold and is looking to win the hardcore championship.
Cool.
After that, John Cena in a backstage segment. Don't feel like rapping, so I'm not going to.
It's been a long show.
A real long show. He calls out the Samoan SWAT team, saying it's his fault. He's the reason that he's missed his first ever WrestleMania. And he's going to make each and every one of them pay, starting with Tao Reigns next week.
Okay. Do you know what John Cena did at WrestleMania 19?
I honestly have no idea.
He wrapped a cardboard cutout of Fabulous.
Was it Fabulous or Jay-Z?
I think they were both. I think they had both of these
Okay.
cardboard cutouts there.
Yeah, because I do remember that. Because I remember Cena not wrestling on the show, but I remember him being there.
Yeah, it just cracked me up that it's like cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, because they were supposed to actually bring in Jay-Z.
Somebody. Yeah, they were trying to get anybody really, but it just
Yeah.
never worked out. So
Yeah.
it just ended up being cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, that was funny. So next up, we go to commercial, come back. We're in Eric and Tori's office, and they're discussing because they kind of have a problem. Problem being Kurt Angle's hurt. Not like okay, he'll come back in a month. No, he has he needs neck surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Neck surgery hurt, if you will. So it eventually breaks down to the point where Tori's like, okay, we kind of have to strip him of the title. We can't just not have a U.S. champion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In comes Stacy Keibler.
Yes. Contract in tow.
Yes, holding a nice slip of paper.
Yes.
Saying, so, about that, you guys can't strip Kurt of the title. I have this nice, new Raw contract that you guys had him sign.
Appendix B, Section C, whatever.
Subsection WV.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep. But Stacy basically says, and I have the exact wording of the contract written down here, that if Kurt is injured in any capacity, any championships within his camp are able to be defended by Team Angle members. This clause was signed off on by Eric Bischoff. Eric, so Tori, of course, is like, really?
In my defense, I didn't read it.
Literally what I wrote down was, what? In my defense, I didn't read it.
I love it.
But, even if I did, Kurt Angle's a freaking machine. I didn't even think he could get hurt.
That's a good call right there. Yeah.
He wrestled he won an Olympic medal with a broken freaking neck.
Exactly.
I didn't know that guy could get hurt.
Yes.
Plus, I need to make sure he didn't jump ship to SmackDown after Mania. So, kind of had to do what I had to do.
Right.
Tori face palms and says, fine. I don't care who the U.S. title will be defended next week, so I'll let you idiots figure it out.
That's good booking right there.
We have Paul Heyman in a short segment saying, your new undisputed champion will be on Raw next week so that you can bask in his glory. Because
he is limitless.
For he is limitless. I couldn't remember if he showed up the night after WrestleMania or not.
I think not.
But considering he landed on his head.
Yeah, I feel like he's in the hospital.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be best to give him a week off.
Yes,
we'll go from there.
And the upside is Paul can talk on his behalf and the video can show highlights. Or the company can show video highlights.
Exactly. So I'm not going to worry about it.
Beautiful.
And obviously Evolution also has the night off because very busy.
Very beat up.
Very beat up. But who isn't getting the night off? Our tag team champions.
Is this the main event?
This is the main event of the evening. So, I'm going to make this quick because I'm tired, you're tired. We're going to bring it on. So,
the camera's also tired.
Yeah, the camera crapped out on us earlier.
The battery's almost dead too, by the way.
Jeez, okay. I'm about to run through this real quick then. So, Goldust and Billy versus Sean O'Haire and Kane for the tag team titles. So, most of this match consists of Goldust taking the heat.
Yep.
Obviously, he gets the hot tag to Billy, who hits Sean with the one and only, which is the thing for 2. Billy distracts the ref.
I think that was a feature called Dream Street by Ted DiBiase Jr.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's very, very Dream Street.
Yeah, yep. It's pretty much the same move.
Yep.
I think he did it more rock bottom style.
A little more, yeah.
Down. Billy distracts the ref. Goldust hits the Shattered Dreams on Sean.
Beautiful.
Who gets the 2 count before Kane pulls him out. Kane, now legal. Goldust and Billy are going for their tag team finisher, which is the Golden Flash, which is just, you remember, proof positive.
Correct.
So that's what this is now.
Beautiful, beautiful.
But before they can hit it, Sean rakes Billy's eyes. Kane hits a slope choke slam to take down Goldust. And then they hit the Tombstone Shanton Bond combo on Billy, who kicks out at 2.
I was about to say, if you're about to strap up Kane and Sean O'Haire, I'm gonna get some Zack Ryder Miz vibes off this.
Well, you better get the Zack Ryder Miz vibe.
That's amazing. So I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing because Zack Ryder got that 1 day reign after that ladder match chaos victory.
Yep, exactly. Same. It was the same energy, same inspiration.
Love it.
So after the kick out, Sean's of course upset and he whispers into Kane's ear. You know what happens when Kane gets that whisper. He gets out of the ring, tears up the ring mats on ringside. Tombstones Goldust on the floor.
Beautiful.
And then back in the ring, Billy's fighting back, almost nails a Famouser, but O'Haire dodges, picks him up for the Devil's Cruelty, and in the cruelest way possible, they win the tag team.
That is so beautiful. I love Sean O'Haire, a former WCW World Champion in the Wednesday Night Wrestling Remix, is now one of the tag team champions. And the other beautiful thing is, Kane is back on top, just like he was with Chris Jericho.
I think he's the first one to win the tag titles with a different partner.
Oh, it's so good, so good. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for watching. It was a long
one,
but it was worth it. It's WrestleMania, and I can't wait until we get to Backlash and awesome SmackDown action.